Jay Crawford, Adam the Bull, Garrett Bush, Dustin Fox, Jason Lloyd, Tyvis Powell, plus, ba-da-da-da-da, you're loving him, Mikey McNuggets. And so many big names, it would take me hours to say all of their names. The ultimate Cleveland sports show starts now. Booyah!
Hey everybody, welcome to a Tuesday edition of the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show. Along with G. Bush and Tyvis Powell, I'm Adam the Bull. We got Earl, Mike, Anthony, and Steve all on the other side of the glass. Later in the show, we'll be joined by, I forgot the name of the gentleman that's joining us.
Kevin Oestricher.
Bad job out of me. Kevin Oestricher, who covers the Baltimore Ravens for Locked On, so we'll get his thoughts later on Todd Monken. So plenty to get to today, guys. Plus, big-time trade rumors. Could James Harden be on his way to the Cavaliers?
Fear the beard.
Okay.
That's coming up a little bit later.
Let's get into this Cavs
Right
talk.
now
Now it's getting spicy. This is what I'm talking about.
There's a lot to get to. We are about, a little over 48 hours away from the trade deadline.
Todd Monken's talking at noon today. So
Todd
we'll
Monken,
react
if you win that press conference, that's going to lead to a lot of wins. We all know that.
All you got to do is throw the wrist up.
That's it.
Just one time, Todd. Just throw the wrist up and you good.
Over under a half a wrist up for Todd Monken.
Under.
I don't know.
Can't show favoritism.
All depends on how Andrew. If Andrew there, he gonna tell him, "Hey man, cut that. Listen, he get a quarter wrist.
It depends on what watch he's wearing. He got a Rolex on.
Yeah,
Hold your Rollie up.
But if he doesn't have a Rolex,
don't even.
Does he strike you as a Rolex-wearing type of coach?
1,000% no.
Yeah.
Timex.
Yes, he does.
Really?
Yep. Citizens.
Citizen.
Seiko.
Maybe a
boys.
Casio.
Seiko boy.
Casio. All right, we got
highest is fossil. Highest he got is a fossil.
Fossil for sure.
I don't even know what that is.
You don't know what a fossil watch is? Man, that was my
I've
thing.
never regularly worn
got
a
a
watch
fossil.
in my life.
Shoot. Back then,
never
if you had a
really-
fossil, that was up top.
Is time not important to you?
Sure, time is very important, but I've never really liked wearing a watch. And now with a phone,
G loves
feels
it. He
kinda
wears
useless.
two.
It's more jewelry. You wear it more as jewelry than as a timekeeper.
Yeah, I don't even like set the time on that boy.
Right, exactly.
What?
I don't set no time.
You
on
use
that.
your watch for the time? Well, you got an Apple Watch, don't you?
Correct.
Okay.
Even if it wasn't, I still would. That's the point.
You'd still wear
It's
it.
right there.
All right. Very good. Congratulations to Tyvis and his partner T-Bone,
Yes.
who finished
Eighth.
eighth in the morning in the Jason Barrett mid-market morning show rankings. Most fans don't know what that is, but in the media,
That's a big deal.
it's a big deal, and we pay attention to all that stuff. And that's a nice accomplishment for less than a year on air, being number 8 already.
Yeah, we started in May, and
Yeah.
we eighth, and they respect me so much that they spelled my name wrong.
That's right.
Hey,
That was messed up, man.
Hey, you get some bonuses?
No.
No. Carmen and Lima finished second. Has to be a huge disappointment for those guys.
They've been
not
second for
finishing number
years.
1.
Who's number 1?
I can't.
I
think
don't
of-
even know.
I don't even know the name of the show. Go ahead, Mike.
Guys, we got a lot to get to. I want to make sure we get to it all. So let's dive right in. And as we're doing that, guys, we appreciate Mally's for sending us some products on the show. All you need this Valentine's Day is love and chocolate. And this Valentine's Day, be ready to say the 3 little words we all want to hear. I got Mally's. Friendship, love, every situationship in between. Mally's has the perfect chocolate to say what you feel. Their famous chocolate-covered strawberries and grapes are back in stores on February 13th and 14th, and the rest of their Valentine's Day favorites, like the Gold Cup assortments, foiled wrapped milk and dark chocolate hearts, peanut butter, caramel, raspberry, marshmallow-filled hearts, and so much more. They're all in stores and online now. This Valentine's Day, say it with me, guys, it's better with Mally's.
Mike, bad job out of you leaving out the Love Struck gummy bears that I've got here.
They look delicious for what
These
it's
are
worth.
very popular.
They done swapped me out.
They
You
smell
know what I'm saying?
good.
They got
Look at that chocolate,
They got the big bag right here. Shout out to Easter baskets, man. Back in the day, man, we used to have Easter baskets, and then we had you know what I'm saying. Everybody was getting the chocolate parties and everything like this.
Tyvis is having a chocolate party right now.
Is it good, Ty?
Hey, Tyvis, come on, man.
Hey, he's fire. I'm sorry.
Hey, bro, you supposed to be getting them. You getting them electronic abs, bro. You messing your game up. them electronic.
You can't just get one though. Like
I mean, I know,
I
bro,
can't
but,
just get
I
one.
mean, but you've been digging.
Anthony done robbed me for one.
Yeah.
Earl robbed me for one on the way out.
I mean, I feel like you trying to get caramel at the you pounding those.
That one I just had was fire.
Anyway, everybody go to Mally's. We know Mally's is the best chocolate in town. Also, some of their stores have like an ice cream parlor. I know the one in
Lakewood.
The one in Lakewood, right, has that. So
All right,
it's
Anthony coming to rob.
it's great stuff. We love Mally's, local and delicious.
Last time I was there, I ran into my ex-wife. Crazy.
Well,
She was
is it friendly?
She was with her best friend who was the maid of honor at our wedding.
Yeah, was it
And
awkward?
and her kids were there. They're like, "Oh, Uncle Garrett, how you doing?" And it's like, "Yeah, he's not your uncle no more.
No.
He's just another."
He's gone.
Y'all better make sure y'all go get y'all lovely significant others a box of chocolate.
There you go. All right, Mike.
Yeah, let's dive into things now, guys. Todd Monken is going to talk at noon, his introductory press conference. Before we dive into all the Darius Garland for James Harden rumors, and we'll get to that in about 5 minutes. Real quick, just want to hear from you guys. What is one thing you are dying to hear Todd Monken address today at his introductory press conference?
I mean, the only thing that's interesting about the press conference is when he gets asked about Jim Schwartz and that situation. We had a very feisty debate in our group chat
It's my fault. I should.
last night. Tyvis lit the fuse, and it was 3 against 1. It was Earl, Tyvis, and Jason against me on the Jim Schwartz conversation.
G. Bush never looked.
G. Bush didn't even know what was going on
At all.
Dustin was mad. He had 72 text messages.
By the way, Dustin told me this morning he agrees with me. But we'll talk about it more. But we're going to talk about it more on Thursday because
we want Jason to be in here.
Jason
so
will
we
be in the
can get full
conversation too, because he agrees with you, Tyvis. But anyway, that to me is the most interesting thing because I'm fascinated to hear what Todd Monken has because he's going to be. And like, what else do you need to know? I mean, yeah, they're going to ask him. Is Shedeur the starting quarterback? But he's not going to commit to a starting quarterback most likely.
Shouldn't.
Although if he did, that would be certainly worthy of note, but I can't imagine he's going to do that.
I just think it's going to be it's going to be nice to see a difference because you go from Kevin, who doesn't say
true.
much, to a guy that tell you everything.
I hope.
You would think
he tells us everything.
I mean, everybody
Supposedly
that
he
came on this show, he's a straight shooter. He's
Yeah.
an honest guy. He tell it like it is.
Let's hope that's
so
the case.
don't back up now when the media
I will
is on you.
appreciate that very much. I was sick of the Kevin Stefanski press conferences. I am looking forward to, as you say, a guy who's going to maybe actually answer the question.
You didn't like we need to play better?
No, I was sick of it. Every time it pissed me off. So I'm excited about a guy. If he's going to be straightforward, that's okay by me. I like that.
Yeah, I want to.
And then throw his wrist up, walk off.
I want to see. I really want to see him. I like it being open. I think that we need to go back to an era where you can use the media to your advantage, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes it is better for people to motivate your players through the media. Like, a lot of times the guys up there think, oh, I can't call this player out, or I can't say we played offensively bad, or
why not?
I can't. I'm like, come on, bro. What are you like? Come on, we need that. We need that type of energy, and hopefully. To me, I said this the other day. This is according to Jim Schwartz. I get that the defensive players, they like Jim Schwartz, and Jim Schwartz did a good job here. But at the end of the day, Jim Schwartz gonna have to fall in line too, bro. Everybody, like if sometimes you uncomfortable. Sometimes you.
I mean, if he stays in the job, he's gonna have to fall in line. But he doesn't have to stay in the job.
You gotta fall in line.
I agree with that.
You gotta be. You can't. Everybody can't be comfortable, man.
No, that's right.
Somebody. Sometimes, especially the defensive guys, I get it. They might want. It's a familiar face. It's a familiar situation, but they got to mess around and be like, listen, it's a new dude in charge. If Jim Schwartz say, great. If Jim Schwartz don't, okay. We just got to get it done. And by the way, it's not that difficult for you to lock half of the field down. Denzel Ward, that's your job. Myles Garrett, I think you can rush your passer anywhere in the field, right? That's what I want. That's what I'm looking for.
But in terms of the press conference,
it sounds like you singing Beyonce.
What's
Man.
Everything he owned to the box to the left, huh?
Nah.
Just don't sing any Nicki Minaj, please.
Nicki's still the greatest female MC of all times. Although I don't know.
Lauryn Hill, stop. No.
Lauryn Hill every day.
Lauryn Hill, no.
What's the matter with you?
We're not even about to do this.
Yeah, no.
2 against 1.
This is being clipped, so we're not going to even get off
All right,
topic.
here we go.
Yeah,
There
yeah.
you go.
Go
All right,
ahead.
go ahead.
Good call.
Shout out to Earl.
Right.
Yeah.
No, I think that obviously we want to hear about the Jim Schwartz thing, but I also would like to know, what's the plan? When he looked at this team and he went back and saw some film of the offense and he went up against it last year, what were some things that stuck out? What's some things that you look to change? I think that I'm with G on some of the media stuff because you do need to throw some pressure on some of these players.
Right. But is that something you do in the introductory press?
No.
I agree with you.
Not on the
get to the season, I 100% agree. But
I'm talking about I'm talking about moving forward. Because,
right, I agree.
Because it would be so to put a player like I don't want to put him on blast, but like you want to highlight, yes, we need this guy to step up. Like we want that to happen because now from a media standpoint, so when people go watch practice, they're gonna go watch that guy. And it puts pressure on that guy to perform when the cameras is watching. Well, guess what Sundays is? It's millions of people's watching. I need to know if you can get the job done.
Right.
So put the pressure on him now. Let him see if he can handle it or not. Because if everybody's talking about it and writers is writing about, I don't know, give me a name. Martin Emerson. Let's say Martin Emerson is back. And they say, we need Martin Emerson to step up this year and be opposite of Denzel to slide somebody down in the nickel because we got 3 good corners.
Yeah.
Well, we all are going to go watch practice and we're going to be watching Martin Emerson. And he knows that we know because it's there. So now he's got to perform every single day. And if he don't, well, then he wasn't the guy to be that anyways, and everybody knows he's not the guy. So I don't have a problem with it.
I like what I want him to say. People say, hey, Martin Emerson, hey, listen, Martin, has played some good football, but we like so-and-so and so-and-so.
Yeah.
I like.
Yes, put the pressure on it.
I like them 2 other young boys that we've been seeing. So we got a nice competition going in that room. I feel Martin, whoever we put out there, is going to get the job done. Now, Martin Emerson got to get on his horse now.
He do.
Yeah. He got to get on his horse. You know what it is? Yeah. 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 You got to get on your horse now, dog.
Winning the press conference doesn't mean anything. We all know that. But you know what I would love to hear today, which we've never heard from a Browns coach.
That was the question. What do you want to hear today?
Yes.
So I'm glad
You know what would be fun to hear?
Right.
Is we've heard a lot of people come into this building and say, well, I don't care about the past. We're different here. I've heard them say, yeah, we're going to win. Don't ask me for playoff tickets. But all that. Yeah. I don't want to. Don't tell me you're going to win. Tell me how you're going to win.
Okay.
Don't just give me this fluffy. Don't tell me the past. Hey, you know what? I would love him to come and say, and I know he's not going to say it to this extreme, but basically like, this organization's been a freaking joke. And I'm ending that. Not talking about wins and losses. We are going to have a tough attitude. We are going to push each other. You know what I mean? Like, give me some of the details. Again, does it matter? Does it mean it's going to work? No. Don't just say we're going to win or the past doesn't matter. The past does matter. It informs everything, even if you weren't the coach. There's a lot of players here who are used to losing. You have to change the culture. Mm-hmm. You have, and if they're not going to, if you're not going to, infuse a new quarterback, well, then you got to change the culture another way.
Yes.
And that's got to be led by the coach, at least for now. And so I want to know how you, because this is a hard ship to turn around. When you've been a losing franchise for a long time, it's hard to turn it around, especially to turn around in a sustained way. Mm-hmm. And so I'd love to hear that. Again, if we do and he nails it, okay, it doesn't mean he's going to.
He would nail it.
But I would love to hear, like, not promises of wins, but promises of hard work.
He would nail the press conference by, if he drops the words, change the culture, and give X, Y, and Z reason why, he can walk off. And I need
a couple of curses in this press conference.
They say he's a friend of.
Let's go.
He loves to use the F-bomb.
Yeah.
When did you? All right. So when Urban Meyer was there, when was you drafted? Not drafted, but recruited by him specifically?
No.
Tressel, right?
So it was Tressel, right?
Correct.
So, all right.
He honored my commitment.
Okay.
Yeah. So I got recruited by Jim Tressel. Jim gave me my offer. I committed to Jim Tressel. Jim resigned. Like, I committed to him on the phone, not publicly, but privately to Jim. Jim resigned. I committed to Luke Fickell. Luke Fickell didn't get the job. Urban did.
Got you.
Urban honored.
Was there
correct. Urban could have said, we don't want you no more, but he honored the commitment.
So there were some guys you played with that was under Tressel, obviously. And they came in.
Oh man.
And so, and what did Urban Meyer do in terms of coming in and being like, "Hey, here's what we're doing now." How did it go down in them workouts?
Was not easy at all because you got a group of guys that played the year before, years prior to Urban getting there, and they were used to the Tress way. And they were successful the Tress way. Obviously, Fickle's season didn't go well. So when Urban came in and just totally changed it, Urban looked at Ohio State like, how did y'all win like this? Like, what are y'all doing? Y'all not practicing hard? How are y'all winning? And people would be like, we just have better players. And he was like, no. We gonna work around here. And players was not trying to do that, because in their mind it was like, we've been successful before you, why do we need to listen to what you have to say?
It's a little bit of shot at Tressel.
Yeah, a little bit, but anyways, we was like, so when he came in and changed everything, it was a bunch of pushback where players just was like, I don't know who this dude think he is, we don't do that, blah blah blah. It literally went up until when we played 2012, when we played Michigan State. That was the game where everything kind of changed, where people just started to quote unquote buy in. Because before that, I think we played Miami of Ohio. I think we struggled. I think we played Cal. It was a struggle. It was like a bunch of games that led up to we shouldn't even been in these games, yet here we are. And Michigan State, they went to East Lansing, won the game, and it was like, all right, we just gonna buy into it. And that kind of changed everything, and everybody started to trust the coaching staff and all of what Urban was doing. And so it took a while. It bled into the season.
All right, well, the difference is the Browns haven't had much success under Kevin Stefanski, certainly not in the last couple of years. So it's a little different, but it is an interesting perspective from you, Tyvis, that most people don't have. All right, let's switch it up. This is the most excited I've been to talk about the Cavs in a while here, Mike. I don't know about you guys. We'll see in a second. But
we're going to get to the Cavs real quick. The Cleveland Charge back at home this weekend. They picked up a big win last night in College Park. This is serious, boy. I see you laughing.
Yeah.
They were down to 6 rostered players.
I saw you tweet. That's pretty impressive.
6 rostered players.
Their coach is doing a heck of a job.
Coach Kel Abrams doing a great job. They signed a guy off the street because he was the only guy that lived in the Atlanta area. He came in, hit 2 threes.
Who was this guy?
So there's a player pool of free agents in the G League.
Oh,
he
wow.
was the only quote-unquote G League free agent that lived in the Atlanta area. He met the team an hour before tip-off, hit 2 threes in the game. They won. They get reinforcements. The Cavalry is back for tomorrow night's game, and they're home this weekend against the Greensboro Swarm, 2 of the top 4 teams in the Eastern Conference. Head out. Get your tickets at clevelandcharge.com. A lot of fun. Fun for the whole family. Very affordable. Head over to clevelandcharge.com for all your Cleveland Charge tickets. All right, guys, this is the NBA trade rumor that has rocked the league, according to multiple reports. The first was from Chris Mannix of Sports Illustrated. The Cavaliers and the Clippers are in advanced discussions in a Darius Garland for James Harden swap. The money almost works to a T. Darius makes slightly more than James Harden, like $100,000 more, meaning it could be a 1-for-1 swap. According to the reporting, including Mark Stein, James Harden will not get any long-term guarantee from the Clippers. They will not put any money on the table for him past 2027, and that is why he has now requested a trade. He has a player option for next season for about $41 million. So it is up in his hands to either veto a trade if he does not want to be traded to a certain team. He does technically have that capability. But let's just start with the basis. Bull, you're excited to talk Cavs.
Yeah.
A Darius Garland for James Harden 1-for-1 swap. Would you do it, and why?
I would, and I can't believe I'm saying this, guys, but I've never been a huge James Harden fan, but I'm not a particularly big Darius Garland fan either. And I know James Harden is flawed as a player. He's been known to be extremely unclutch in the postseason. But you'd think the guy would want to win one championship or at least get to the finals. He still can score with anybody on the planet. He's a great passer. He does. I know he stinks on defense, but Darius Garland stinks on defense. So what's the difference? I get it. A lot of people say, well, he's 10 years older. But let's face it, folks. The time, the Cavs don't have that much time to turn it around. If they don't turn it around, if they don't make a run this year, Donovan Mitchell may want out. He's getting old. He don't want to stick around for a team where, and there was a report I saw right before I left the house.
From Tim Bontemps, who said if they don't make it out into the finals, deep playoff run, Donovan could be asking for a trade. We're going to dive into that side of things.
I also saw something else that said Donovan likes James Harden. If Donovan wants James Harden, go get James Harden.
Hit the button.
That, to me, is that simple. Will it work? I don't know. But you know what? Unless the Knicks get Giannis, the Cavs with Harden, to me, should win the East. And you get to the finals, they're going to be a big underdog, but, who the hell knows? There's no long window. They're not winning anything with Mobley and Darius as their two best guys. So if they don't get to the finals by this year, or at least make a deep run, Donovan's going to, if not out this year, the following year. So you got to make something happen now. Unless I can get Giannis.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'd rather have Giannis than Harden. But unless I can get Giannis, I'm going to go get Harden even with his flaws.
Hey, look, you know what? I was sitting here. I thought I was going to have to come in and have a battle.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't the biggest Harden fan.
Right.
I know McNuggets don't want no parts of Harden.
Right.
I know he from Brooklyn. And I know Bull don't mess with Harden at all.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking like this is about to be a landslide. But then on the drive in here, I said, oh, hold on.
There we go.
Oh, hold on. No. We're not going to do this. We got to examine this because I'm going to take it. Listen, Darius Garland, guys, just understand this. For all of the flaws that James Harden has, let's just keep it a buck. Darius Garland is not better than James Harden.
No.
At all. And so that's the one thing. Two, say what you want about James Harden. He just comes in and wherever he at, he's going to put them same numbers up. It don't matter if he's playing for the Charge. He's going to put them same numbers up. And my thing about Darius Garland is he can't finish playoff series. He can't get through a regular season. Mm-hmm. And the elephant in the room is Darius Garland's contract as it gets older and more and matures more has become more and more unattainable. Jason talks about it. I mean, what is his market value?
Let me ask you this on the money because, look, you see it on your screen here. If they give the projected salary extension or contract extension to James Harden that he's asking the Clippers for and they will not commit to, you're saving $7 million over 3 years on James Harden compared to Darius Garland. So this is not a financial move unless they get word from Harden that he will opt out of his player option.
And I would assume he would opt out.
No, he wants the long-term commitment. That's why he wants out of LA.
So so what you're saying to me is that James Harden comes here 9 times out of 10, he's going to most likely want a long-term contract in Cleveland.
So if you believe the reporting from Mark Stein, he is saying, and he being James Harden, I want a commitment from a team where I know I'll be for the next couple of years to end my career. The Clippers are not willing to commit any money to any player past 2027, which is now all of a sudden, despite the fact that they've won 17 of 21 games and are the best team in basketball over the last 2 months, James Harden is now asking for a trade. So any team that acquires James Harden, I would assume, I'm going into this with the impression based on the reporting, that they would have to commit to 2 more years after this year. James
Harden.
Pull the trigger.
So real quick, I'm just saying it lines up with the same contract length as Darius Garland, and it's $7 million cheaper.
And think about this, guys. To me, you make this move, this is about a 2-year chance to win a championship.
Yes, sir.
It's this year, and then all signs point to LeBron coming here next year.
There it is.
For one last run.
There it is.
Donovan would be on the last year of his contract.
There it is.
LeBron, no, am I wrong about that?
He has a player option after next year.
Right, so essentially.
Yeah.
So LeBron in his last year probably, Donovan last year under contract, and Harden's got 1 more year. All right, you got to the year after he'll suck and they'll suck and whatever. You'll get rid of him.
That's cool.
If you got to pay him, you got to pay him. This to me, you okay? You want to say, well, you have a longer run if you don't do this. Your chances of winning a championship go higher, even with Harden's flaws. You disagree, Tyvis?
Tyvis, you're the DG guy. So what do you say?
Everything y'all said is 100% true.
But?
However,
Yeah.
DG's my boy, and I don't want him to go nowhere.
Okay.
That's my only pushback.
All right. Well, that's not much of a
Would you
pushback.
cry if you had to go somewhere?
Would I cry?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I got a DG Garland jersey.
Hey, we'll get you a beer. Listen,
put
I'll buy
Harden
you another
over
one.
I mean, yes, everything y'all said is true, but y'all act like Harden is the best playoff performer.
No, he's not.
No, I said he's not. You know that.
So, like,
No.
We know
is
that.
it really moving the needle that much?
Yeah.
How?
Because I don't know if Darius Garland got 2 boots on.
I understand that from an injury standpoint.
For all of Harden's flaws, if you're a defender in the playoffs on another team, are you more worried about Harden or Garland?
James Harden.
Mike, you disagree?
In the playoffs? I mean, James Harden is notoriously one of the worst players.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
he's no doubt had a lot of big moments where he sucked. But let's not make it seem like he never has a good playoff game. I mean, that's being disingenuous.
His Game 7, I mean, these are his career playoff numbers.
Yeah.
They do look pretty good.
Yeah.
Until it's a Game 7 where you need James Harden to show up, and he's been historically horrific.
Oh, I like them numbers. I like them. All right, let's not. I'm gonna keep
now
it
the
a buck.
points is down.
I just
the
don't.
points
That's
everything's way down.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
Everything's
saying.
way
Like,
down.
is it really that big of a? Is it really?
But those numbers are still better than Darius Garland's playoff numbers.
So, can I give you the pros and the cons from my perspective?
Go ahead.
Isn't
Real
he
quick,
terrible? Like off ball.
that's one of the cons for sure.
All right, come on.
Earl and I did an Ultimate Cavs stream this morning where we dove into this even deeper. So if you want to listen to like a 25-minute kind of deep dive into this, it is on our YouTube page right now. The pros of this deal: Harden is an ox. The only times he doesn't play is when he quits on a team. Like he almost never doesn't play because of injury.
Right.
Yeah,
Seriously. And I say that jokingly, but I'm dead serious.
But that's meaningful.
And if nothing else, if you don't think Darius Garland will get back to being healthiest Darius Garland, at least healthy enough to where he can actually help you win a playoff series, then you could talk yourself into this based off that alone, right? That alone. Number 2, James Harden is an elite passer. Like elite passer. And every big man he's ever played with in his career has essentially had the best season of their career playing alongside of James Harden. He's as good as it's ever been in the history of the NBA at orchestrating a pick and roll. Alongside Jared Allen, alongside Evan Mobley. Those two could look as good as they've ever looked in their Cavs tenure alongside James Harden.
You're hyping me up even more. I don't know.
What do we need to know?
The downside.
Downside.
Okay.
His entire career, he's played the exact same offensive system where he is the heliocentric focal point of the offense. That means you're taking the ball out of Donovan's hands way more than it ever has been his entire NBA career and putting it in James Harden's hands and letting him operate. Are you willing to sacrifice a lot of what Donovan does best to fit what James Harden does?
Well, does it have to completely?
Completely no, and theoretically you would still like to run the offense the same way Kenny Atkinson has run offense in the past. James Harden in his 17-year career has played that one style ever since he left OKC. And
Even this year he had the ball in his hands all the time?
All the time. I'll pull up I don't have enough hands to type and talk at the same time. I'll look it up in a sec. He is one of the highest usage rates in basketball, and he likes to run an offense where it's slow, deliberate. He's going to dribble, probe, wait for the defense to figure out, operate, read, and
the Cavs know that going in. Donovan knows that going in.
Exactly. I'm just saying these are the possible cons.
You got the regular season to figure it out.
I'm just laying out the possible cons.
How many minutes a game does Donovan play?
33-ish.
And how many minutes does James Harden play?
Probably more.
Well, there's going to be, 10, 15 minutes each. Well,
they play alone.
Where they play alone, right?
Yes.
They each play alone.
Harden is playing 35.5 minutes per game this season.
And what is Darius, when Darius and Donovan is playing together on the court at the same time, do you know what Darius's usage is compared to Donovan's?
If I had 6 hands, I could look it all up for you. So let me just give my last point, then I'll look at
go ahead.
Okay.
His playoff track record is not great. Like that is a legit con. We can say all he wants. Darius has not played enough to have a playoff track record, so you're comparing two non-great things, but it's not great. I don't love the pairing of him and Don, but great players make great things work. Sometimes you got to do what you got to do. Fit be damned.
Yeah.
I don't love the idea of paying a 38-year-old James Harden $40 million a year. I think that could backfire.
But if it doesn't work in the next 2 years, Mike, they were going to stink anyway.
We out here.
Let me get to where I'm getting to.
Okay.
Here we go. There we go.
The Cavs are in championship win-now mode.
Yeah.
You got to make legitimate swings in win-now mode if you don't trust what you currently have. To me, the fact that this rumor got out there, whatever side it was leaked from, tells you that Koby Altman does not trust the future of Darius Garland's toe.
That's right.
He does not trust it. And if the Cavs have the option of James Harden and all his flaws versus the potential of a healthy Darius Garland and or the reality of Darius Garland's current situation, which is A, hasn't fully recovered from last year's toe injury.
Right.
B, was supposed to be reevaluated last week for his new toe injury, and guess who still hasn't been back on the court yet and doesn't appear to be coming back anytime soon.
Right.
Darius Garland. I kind of like the option of what I know versus the unknown.
It's so funny.
I can't believe I'm talking myself into James.
I know, because I said the
myself
same
into James
thing.
Harden.
Like, if you would have told me 6 months ago you want James Harden, I would have been like,
You'd have lost your mind.
I don't like James Harden. But desperate times call for desperate measures, and a wide open East. Hopefully Giannis gets traded to the West. I don't want him ending up on the Knicks.
He's not getting traded.
You don't think he's getting traded, period?
They said that he wouldn't. I seen
think
something
he's
today that said he's not.
Well, if he does get traded, I hope he ends up in the West.
I think when they traded DeAndre Hunter, and they after just moving picks and money around and going into the luxury tax to get him last year, and they moved him for basically some pieces and parts, I knew they didn't believe in this roster. That right there told me they felt they didn't have enough.
Yeah.
They gave it a long run. They thought maybe we get Max Strus back. They thought maybe Darius will be more healthy so he can work his way back into it. They thought Evan Mobley was going to take a jump. All three of them did not happen. Strus, we don't know when he's coming back. Darius Garland is more hurt than he was to start the season, and Evan Mobley has arguably taken a step back just statistic-wise in terms of what he is. Now you got Donovan Mitchell that's out there holding it down, trying to play 35 minutes, getting 40 a game. And now they're like, no, we can't afford. The Cavs have no more luxury. We cannot afford to talk about the core four at all. We don't have time like that because now the clock is ticking on Donovan Mitchell. And if I'm Donovan Mitchell, I'm telling him, no, y'all got to do something. Y'all got to do something.
And by the way, go ahead.
Is it still true that the offense is best when Darius is on the court?
Yes, very much so.
But
I rest my case.
But here's the thing: like, you could also cut down the minutes. You could take Harden and Donovan down to 30 minutes each.
Like in terms of their playoff rotation, or like during
the regular season.
Yeah, I mean.
So they're not, and if you're playing 30 minutes each, that's only what I mean, you got to take the regular season to get used to playing together. Obviously, it'll be an adjustment. There's no doubt. There's rumors involving everybody. Jared Allen, I've seen rumors. Max Strus, obviously Ball.
So there's one. So real quick, the usage rates you guys asked for.
Yeah.
So Donovan's fifth in the league currently. His usage rate is 32.4 this season. And for anyone who's unfamiliar, the exact definition of usage rate per Pro Basketball Reference, an estimate of the percentage of team plays used by a player while they are on the floor. So how many times is the ball put in your hand to run said play?
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So Donovan's fifth in the league at 32.5% usage rate. Luke is number one with 37.6. Harden is seventh at 31.1. Darius Garland's 34th.
What?
25%.
Okay.
What is Jalen Brunson at?
Jalen Brunson is ninth at 30.9.
So what I want is he gonna get all Darius's 25, right? He gonna get all that percentage. Now he might not be in the top 10 no more, but I guess my question to you, McNuggets, is if they are going to play those guys and stagger them, can't you? I know people don't like to change the total offense when one person's on the court, but I can envision a time where if he is playing with Mobley or Allen and you got a big with a big with Donovan Mitchell and a big with James Harden, I feel like you can do a heavy diet of pick and roll with shooters around when you got Harden on the floor, right?
And that's what they would do. And that's what they kind of do with Darius Garland already. They just would be even accentuated more with the James Harden. The one thing on the flip side is when Donovan does have the ball, if they're sharing the court together, Harden does nothing off ball. Doesn't cut, doesn't move. He's going to stand in the corner, and you essentially have a very good three-point shooter in the corner who doesn't make the defense think or move whatsoever. So that's part of the flaw. The one thing that was interesting in the reporting on this deal so far is that the Cavs had allegedly, or reportedly, we could say, asked for a first-round pick in return from the Clippers for this.
I think it was a pick swap.
Well, it started as a first-round pick.
Oh.
Then it got to a pick swap. The Clippers have said no to all of that.
Yeah, I understand. The Cavs are saying we're giving you the younger player, but the Clippers are like, yeah, but you want Harden.
Now, the other part of that, in my mind, and just putting puzzle pieces together, if the Cavs are gung-ho on getting draft capital back in some regard, to me that signals this is part one of a multi-part plan, and we could see multiple deals come Thursday because the Cavs need more draft assets. The Cavs need more draft assets to make some of the other moves they want to make, especially when they're giving away assets that may not have as much value as the player seems to have, like a Jared Allen, for example, even though he scored 40 points that night. Like, they may have to attach a pick to a team to take on his his contract, which jumps to $30 million per year over the next 3 years. The fact that could be a holdup in this deal signals to me this deal could happen in its own right, and then there could be a domino effect of 2, 3, 4, not 5, but 2 or 3 more deals. After that
what other
Thursday.
big names? I mean, you're saying Giannis is not going to get traded.
Chris B. Haynes, Los Angeles Clippers and Cleveland Cavaliers have ramped up conversations on James Harden and Darius Garland package, with both sides motivated to executing a deal relatively soon.
And Wendy was on ESPN Cleveland saying the Cavs have reached out to the Mavericks about Anthony Davis. So we're talking like major names in play here.
For what? For what? How?
Anthony Davis.
Like, do he even play? You
Who
talk about
want
injury.
Anthony Davis?
Anthony Davis never stays healthy.
This is, guys,
Who want Anthony Davis?
you're in
Cavs.
the Cavs are in championship now
They ain't
mode.
talking about
Like
no
they are
Anthony
in.
Davis.
We are trying to win right
Well,
now.
who you trade? I mean, I guess.
Wendy, I literally just saw someone said.
I guess Jared Allen would be in the deal.
It'd have to, but they have so many centers. I actually think it'd probably be like Strus, Tyson, and maybe that first round pick you get.
Whoa,
From,
You have to trade Jared Allen somewhere.
It's
I mean,
different now.
I'm just
It's different
naming
now.
names.
Whoa.
Now it's different.
Under no circumstances
Oh.
is one of the Tyson brothers leaving.
Oh.
We got hopes of uniting him.
I like
Give
him, but I
somebody-
would trade him in the right deal.
You got to give somebody get some.
Oh,
The Mavs have too many
it's
centers.
different
already.
now, huh, G? Wait a minute, stockpile. You don't want that? You don't want Anthony Davis?
I mean, if you guys trade Tyson, you trade him.
I mean, I'm not, that's not been reported. I'm just throwing.
I mean,
out
if I'm
random
willing to
names
trade
here.
Darius Garland, I got to be willing to trade Tyson.
You too
Yeah.
good. You too good at your job, McNuggets. Stop giving these dudes
I know,
ammunition.
McNuggets.
Like,
I'm looking at trade machines
Don't
topics
the
right now.
Cavs play the Clippers tomorrow?
They do play the Clippers tomorrow.
Yeah.
So they would just stay in LA?
James Harden. Will James Harden be in a Cavs uniform when they play tomorrow?
Kind of funny.
Hey, by the way, if they listen, if they do get Harden, I'm instantly all in back on the Cavs.
Yeah.
I mean,
Even though I don't like it. But I'm back in.
Hey, I'm back.
Well, now I want to watch the game.
Yeah,
I'm excited to see what it looks like.
and we ain't gonna give no pushback to Mikey when he win a league with Cavs.
Yeah, that's true.
Like if
they're gonna trade Darius, man.
Maybe. Seems
man,
that way.
Seems like they hype, man. Look, if you get
Guy
James
never
Harden,
stays healthy.
if you get
Watch
James
you go there
Harden,
and be healthy as heck and just ball, and I'm gonna be sitting
the
there like,
Cavs, if they get James Harden, if you're playing the Cavs, despite what you're talking about, now that's a little dangerous, man, because now, you got somebody, like, I didn't see Harden get 50 multiple times.
Mm-hmm.
Like if it's a playoff, I get it that he ain't played well in the playoffs, but he's motivated because of the bread. Him and Donovan Mitchell both want to win. They both get older. And the fact that if you get him, I'm going to tell you what this looks like. You get James Harden, you might as well already book LeBron. Book it. Book LeBron. It's a book him.
Well, there was a report yesterday that the Lakers and LeBron are done.
They finito.
So he's either going to retire or come here. I can't see him going anywhere else.
That's it. This is the first part of a 2-part story.
And there's no way I can't
So
see
if
us-
they done with him, is Bronny a package with him?
Of course. Of course.
I'm looking at Anthony Davis trades right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Of course.
The Cavs have to make another move first before a Davis trade feels feasible.
I would
So,
rather have Harden than
No
Davis.
So
way
in a
Anthony Davis
hypothetical world,
is coming
Yeah.
here.
listen. I'm telling you guys. I've told you guys. They are in. We have to win right
Anything's
now.
possible right now.
I'm not
Getting
taking
Harden
anything.
and
I'm gonna throw
Anthony
another here.
Davis.
I'm gonna throw another name real quick.
Yeah.
I'm not convinced the Harden.
Luka.
No, now I'm convinced that won't happen. But I'm not convinced the Harden deal comes to fruition.
Okay.
You know what player makes the exact same amount of money to the penny that Darius Garland makes?
Don't say
Kevin
that.
Durant.
He already said it to me, and I
Zion Williamson. Would you do a Garland for Zion? I'm just throwing out ideas now.
I don't know. This guy.
Good Lord.
I haven't even like Zion Williamson.
Whoa! Oh, it's different now. Wait a minute. Why is it
James
different?
Harden is healthy. Zion Williamson is more injured than Anthony Davis.
Just throwing out ideas. I'm not saying.
How many games is he? I don't even pay attention to him. He's on the worst team.
I
He's
know
played
he's
30 he's played 36 games this year. He's been healthy this year.
So
He's been healthy this year.
He's been healthy this year.
So who is Anthony Davis? Is he injured still? Like, is he on the court?
Isn't he hurt
I
right
don't
now?
think he on the court.
I think Anthony Davis is actually hurt right now.
Yeah.
So-
what's Zion doing this year?
Let me see them
Zion's
numbers.
averaging 21.5 points, 6.5 rebounds, 3.5 assists, shooting 58% from the floor, and he does not shoot threes.
Yo, Y'all too.
Hey, boy.
Y'all
I mean, he's a good
too-
player.
I mean,
Y'all
he
too
is. He a
sick.
good
Oh,
man.
what are the odds he's going to stay healthy?
He brings a level of physicality.
What's the odds Darius is gonna stay?
But
Can I
now
be honest?
you have to get rid of Jared Allen. You can't have Zion and Jared Allen
You
playing
can't have
together.
Zion and Jared Allen. We are now like looking 7 steps down the road.
Yeah.
So listen to me. This is a multi-step process.
Okay.
Yeah.
the disaster.
If the Cavs, I kind of like the fit of Zion more than I like James Harden. I
But
kind of do.
we talked about this, Mike. He's hurt all the time.
I know. I'm just saying. I kind of like the fit.
Let's forget Giannis, because we'll say that's on the table.
Giannis is off.
Besides Giannis,
I don't care about no deal.
when we wait
Anthony Davis is the best.
Thursday night, guys, Mike, you set it up, and then we'll jump and we'll give our opinions. What is the bet? Like all these different machinations. Let's say the Cavs end up making 2-3 trades. Who the hell knows?
They gonna make
But we'll
0
leave
trades.
Giannis out because he seems unlikely, and that's an obvious one. Besides Giannis, what is the best case scenario for the top 10 players, like the starter and backup at each position for the Cavs? Best case scenario, best realistic case scenario, minus Giannis
If you give me one
on
sec-
Thursday night.
Give me 1 second.
All right, let me give you a little time here.
All right, you ready?
It's a lot to think. All right,
Yeah,
one
yeah.
second. That was quick. All right, go ahead.
No, I'm serious.
All right, point guard,
James Harden,
backup,
Schroeder.
two guard,
Donovan Mitchell,
Yeah.
Sam Merrill,
small forward.
Jalen Tyson, Keon Ellis,
All right, nothing else that we're not expecting. A power forward.
Evan Mobley, and insert random minimum player here.
All right, not.
Possibly Dean Wade, but
All right, I don't want to hear about
the
these.
money. The money has to work in this.
All right, and center.
Anthony Davis and Thomas Bryant.
How the hell did you get these folks?
So how you getting
How
Anthony
you get to
Davis?
that?
Strus, Allen,
Yeah.
picks.
But what
You,
picks?
You may have to throw a pick you get from the Clippers from Harden.
Okay.
You may have to throw Tyson in that deal. I wouldn't want to, but
But in that scenario,
you asked me
if
hypothetically
you get
on the fly.
if you can get Anthony Davis, and Harden, and only trade Darius from the guys who are currently playing
And,
legit minutes,
Darius-
Jared Allen.
Darius
and Jared Allen,
And Strus ain't even played.
I'm in.
And you know
I'm
what,
in on
Tyson,
that.
Tyson probably has to be in that. Full disclosure, Tyson probably. All right, so you know what? We'll throw Tyson in there because I think you have to give up Tyson.
All
in that deal.
right.
So you have Harden and Schroeder, Mitchell and Merrill, Keon Ellis, and Naquan Tomlin are your threes.
Okay.
You have Mobley and Wade at the 4, and then you got Anthony Davis and Thomas
I'm
Bryant.
right?
in on that.
You all right,
although
G?
I like you better with Tyson. But I'm in. I got to be
You
in
got
on
to
that.
take the deal, huh?
Project Stockpile. Listen, Project has principles,
and
the
then
principles
then next year,
and then we're gonna get LeBron. Come on
LeBron
now.
and Keon comes off the bench.
Yeah. Listen.
Keon's a really good defender, right?
Now,
Very, very, very.
This
good
is this is mythical work by McNuggets back here.
That was well done. You put that together in like 2 seconds.
I don't know how you got, but listen, that this thing can implode.
Oh,
but
big time.
It can melt down. But here's the thing. It's going to melt down anyway if you don't win anyway.
Wait a second. Do LeBron and Anthony Davis have a bad relationship because Anthony Davis got traded from the Lakers?
He's still with clutch.
No, they're still tight. They're both clutch.
I mean, LeBron, like everybody.
Yeah.
Why is it that everybody been out on the core for years and it took them till just now to be out on?
Because tick, 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 tick.
But I'm saying, like, we said this 2 years ago.
But I think
I don't understand why it
I
takes front
think
offices so long
just
to
my
figure this out.
My opinion, I think Koby Altman sees that the East is completely wide open. I think for the first time in a long time, he's feeling some pressure because he may be on the hot seat right now. The team's going.
I think everybody in that building is on the hot
is on the hot seat.
Every single
And so
person.
he says, all right, well, I can't think about a 6-year window. I got to think about 2 years.
Today.
This year. No,
This
no.
year. Yeah, really
It's
this year.
It
Yeah.
is this year because
And so
the worst
if they-
case scenario, and we're going to talk about the Donovan stuff in a little bit, is you flame out in the second round again. Don asks for a trade. If that happens, you're stuck with nothing.
Right.
I'm gonna keep
You
it a
blow it
bean.
up anyway.
I'm gonna keep it a bean. If Giannis go to the Knicks, it's done.
Well, that's
I
a
don't
problem,
Care what
yes.
trades you make, it's done.
You're right. If Giannis goes to the Knicks, they're very likely going to the finals if he's healthy. But I'm just hoping he goes to the Warriors.
They have to do something.
They can't
They
sit
can
on their
try
hands.
it, but it's done.
See, here the problem now is if they don't get any of these guys, then we're going to be not. Then I'm like,
Well,
I don't want to watch it all.
Well, not even that, but if you're Darius Garland, how do you walk back in the locker room?
Good point.
You look at your check on
touchy.
Friday.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a second.
Whoa.
Are we going to rip Donovan like we're ripping Jim Schwartz?
You mean Darius?
I want you
You mean Darius?
I'm Darius. I want you,
Darius
Earl, I
ain't-
want you,
Darius
Earl, and
ain't
Jason
stormed out
to
nowhere.
have the same energy.
Darius didn't storm out of nowhere.
Well, what do you mean storm out? Did Jim Schwartz actually storm out?
What they say?
Who said that?
Said he said his goodbyes and walked
Yeah.
out. Darius ain't
I don't know
said
that
no
he
goodbye to
stormed out.
nobody.
Darius will be all
But
right.
if Darius storms out,
I would be all
all
right.
right,
I'd say the
fair
same
enough.
thing.
At least you keep it in a bean.
Yeah, stop playing with me.
He's keeping it a being. This guy, he's funny, man. He's a funny
Stealing
dude.
your words.
This guy's funny.
All right, we'll address those Donovan things coming up a little later in the show.
Yeah,
Let's get back to the Browns, though, for a second. Make sure you guys hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. We appreciate all the
Just
support
for a
from you
second.
guys. Follow us on social media. But most importantly, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Help UCSS grow as big as it can. All right, guys, Todd Monken talks in about 15 minutes. We'll do some live break-ins while he's talking to discuss some of the stuff that he has said already. We'll do our full reaction tomorrow. But yesterday, Denzel Ward caught up with Mary Kay Cabot in a nice, exclusive one-on-one interview. You should read the full article on Cleveland.com. Support Mary Kay. But there was
I would
one-
say Mary Kay caught up with Denzel more than Denzel catching
Fair,
up with Mary
fair.
Kay.
Good clarification. But there was one bite or one sound bite, one
Yeah.
quote from that article that really stood out to me, and I wanted to ask you guys a question about that right now. Denzel Ward told Mary Kay about Todd Monken and his offense, quote, "I'm just looking forward to us having an amazing offense. We kind of struggled on that end of the field when we were out there during the season, but just looking forward to playing better and all of us playing better together and looking forward to him being our new head coach." Tyvis, how good does the Browns offense have to be in year one under Todd Monken, combined with what we think the defense could be based off what it was last year, to have the Browns in playoff contention in 2026?
Oh, at least middle of the pack. I mean, even with Kevin Stefanski's offense, when they were middle of the pack, they still was able to make the playoffs. So, essentially, if you get back to middle of the pack, with that defense playing the way that they played, that should be good enough. I think the thing with the Browns is if they catch a lead, they have the ability to hold on to that lead if the defense is playing lights out. I just think that it was at various points of the season where the defense just was worn out because you wasn't getting nothing from the offense, and it was at a point where 20 was the number. If the defense gave up 20 points, game over, ball game. It was times after 2 touchdowns, it was ball game. If you got an offense that's putting up points, that always motivates the defense. So to me, Denzel is right. Obviously, you want to have a great offense. If they get middle of the pack, to me, I think that they put them back in the playoff contention. Obviously, they got some pieces that they got to find to be able to keep that offense.
Yeah, what are the odds that they're going to get there?
But you know
this
what?
year?
I'm not going to doubt it because I told you when Todd Monken first went to Baltimore, I said it's not going to work to year one. It's going to take some time.
Yeah, but he had Lamar Jackson.
I understand that. You're right. He did.
Yeah.
But yet that offense still looked good, so I'm not going to doubt the man.
It's not about that. Go ahead, G.
Look, you got to have players, right? So let's look at it from a standpoint. It's not an all or nothing hypothesis, right? You got to have ball players. You got to upgrade these receivers. You got to upgrade the offensive line. You got to get better in the run game. You got to get better quarterback play. You got to eliminate turnovers. All those things are equal. But I just seriously don't think people understand. My beef with Kevin Stefanski's offense doesn't just stem from last year. My beef with Kevin Stefanski's offense goes back 3 calendar years. When you watch their offense on tape, there is nothing that I would see on tape if I was a defender that would threaten me in the least bit. And what I mean by that is they are running basic. It's not, it's basic, it's all basic. Like, I'm like, man, look at this little boot. Like, when he was really rolling, they was running screens and bootlegs with Baker Mayfield. Like, then they was running the ball. They were like, okay, we're going to go with these 3 tight ends. I would watch the tape with Tyvis and be like, man, they got a tight end split out on a corner. Do you understand corners is not threatened by tight ends? They're going to sit there and look at you like, bro, you can't get off this line of scrimmage. I'm a corner. You a tight end. What you even doing out here? Some of the stuff that Kevin was running, I'm like, this is high school. It's basic. It's vanilla. You turn on the tape and see other people during the 4 o'clock game, and you're like, how is this dude wide open? They got guys running around. You see the Rams combinations, dudes be crossing and everything just moving around. And I'm like, I don't know. Now, look, you got to have players too, but if Todd Monken could come in and just give me 3 or 4 or 5 plays where he going to isolate somebody and give somebody a free release, or he going to dial up a play where you be like, yeah, I've been watching y'all on film for about 4 weeks doing this. I'm going to give y'all this little wrinkle, and we're going to get 10 yards. This is a gimme route right here. Those are the things that I want to see that I just didn't see all the time and readily available for the Cleveland Browns. So to me, I want to see what it looks like when you got a guy who's creative, that's willing to, adapt to what's around him. But they got to get better players too. Don't come out here to talk. By the way, don't tell me about no defensive players. Under no circumstances, on a snap back, Tyvis, we're not drafting no defensive players in the top 10.
You don't want David Bailey?
I don't want none of them dudes. We need an offensive lineman and a receiver.
Arvell Reese.
So there's 2 questions here. The first question is where do they? Mike's initial question: how good does the offense have to be for them to get to be a playoff contender? Middle of the pack. You're right. I agree. Now I would be surprised if the defense took a little bit of a step back this year. I'm not saying they're going to be bad, but I don't expect them to be as good as they were last year with a new defensive coach. I think a little bit of a step back wouldn't surprise me. The offense really can't be any worse, so I guess it'll be better. But for them to be a playoff team, they have to be middle of the pack. And that's not like a Super Bowl contender, but a team that can make the playoffs. But the other question is, what are the chances that the Browns can be a middle of the pack offensively? And I would say that's less than 5%.
Less than 5.
The Browns, as of now, have arguably the worst talent on offense. Is there a team with worse talent on offense?
Tennessee Titans.
Are you sure they have less talent?
Yeah, I don't like
that.
Not
100% sure.
Okay.
But they got a lot going
I mean, okay, so they're tied for 31st in least amount of talent. Is there a team? Is there another team with less talent? Anybody, Mike? Anybody got a team with less talent than the Browns on offense?
Let me see. Offensively, the Jets.
Garrett Wilson.
The Jets have Garrett Wilson. They
got Harold Fanning.
He ain't as good as Garrett Wilson.
The Titans.
He can. He played 17 games.
He did this year. Buckeye slander from you. I'm not used to that.
Let me see.
Titans is the only one I could think of.
Are the Titans definitively worse than the Browns? How are they worse?
I like Judkins more than I like any running back.
Tony
over
Pollard?
there.
Don't you like Cam Ward better than anybody that you have here?
Oh, I thought you were just talking about like skill position wise.
No, I'm talking about the entire offense, top to bottom. Not just skill position. There's no argument. You can't definitively make an argument that the Browns are better than anybody on offense. You can't. Not realistic.
Okay.
The Jets and Titans.
I can say the same thing about the Titans.
Okay,
but
we'll take your.
Okay.
We're tied for 30.
To get from 31st or 32nd, even if I gave you the Jets, which I don't agree, but even if they're 30th, to the middle of the pack will be very hard. The Browns at the moment have 2 legitimate starting players out of 11 spots on offense. 2. Harold Fannin and Quinshon Judkins. Nobody else on this team
Judy's
is a legitimate starter.
He's not a receiver 1, but he's a starter.
Okay, Jerry Jeudy, you're right. He's a legitimate starter. That's 3 players. They have 0 elite level starting players as of right now. Is that fair to say?
Offensively?
Yes.
Correct.
Yeah.
So when you have 0 elite level starting players and only 3 starting players, one of which is a guy we all hate in Jerry Jeudy because he was terrible last year, the amount of talent, like Todd Monken may end up being the right coach. He may do a great job in the long term, but the odds of him getting enough talent on this team to go from the basement to middle of the pack in 1 year is really hard. Maybe I'm over the top with less than 5%. Maybe it's 10%. But that's not. You guys know this. It's not. They have to fill so many holes. There's just so much a coach can do.
You know what you sound like?
Yeah.
Me 3 weeks ago, when I was going over why this job, nobody would take this job because you could just go into this season knowing that you're not. It's not happening this year. So that leaves you down to 1 more year, and you got to hope that they hit on picks.
Right now, if you say 2 years from now, could they be middle of the pack? Okay, I think that's a little more reasonable because now you have 2 off seasons to fix up. There's just too many holes to fill.
You saying it
and
like
Todd Monken's not a miracle worker.
You
He may
saying
be a
it
good
like
coach.
we disagree with you.
No, yeah.
We know this. I said this.
Oh,
I
okay.
already said this.
So what's your percentage?
All he asked me was where did I think the offense needed to be? I said middle of the pack.
Agreed. So what's your percentage that they can get there this year?
They probably gonna hit on like 2 players in the draft and still got a lot to fix.
So it's 10%?
So they're probably there. Something
Okay.
like that.
G, you're higher than that?
I'm more optimistic than
Okay.
you. 15.
15, all right.
Here's where I think he, if you get some development, right? If you develop guys, I mean, now you can't say everybody gonna develop because somebody, for every 2 or 3 guys that you might get to hit under Todd Monken, some might regress because it's just a different system. For me, I would give him 25% chance to be there because if I'm hoping that the guys that I got in Fannin, the guys in Judkins, and if I can get the quarterback play to where the quarterback is now playing at competent football, starter level football, I think that you can look at this thing and say, okay, there's a few games that we could have won if we had certain things fall our way. So I do believe if you can get that's why this draft is imperative. And not only just the draft, it has to be free agency. It has to be project stockpile. Because you can't just sit around and say, okay, well, we're going to draft a guy. I know you're going to take him high, but you got to fill in infrastructure pieces with veterans that can play.
I think trades
might
be more important than even free agents.
I do, yeah.
Because you're more likely to be able to get a good wide receiver or something or even a guard, maybe that way rather than free agents.
Especially on the offensive line. Like I sometimes we be hearing we're going to draft some linemen, but listen, offensive linemen struggle as rookies, man.
Often,
So you can't just say we're going to plug this dude in as a first round pick.
Can't play 3 rookies next year.
No.
Yeah.
They have to stockpile that and backlog these different guys up front. And me and Ty was talking about these receivers. Hey, look, man.
3 of 4.
You might. I wouldn't mind jumping back in to one of them rounds.
I said that too.
I wouldn't mind if there's a dude.
4 dudes
like
so far.
So I'm gonna
4
jump.
dudes.
I might jump back in to get me another receiver.
Yeah.
And if you can start to do things like that, because right now the Browns don't have nobody on the outside. Think about it. You can get a guy who's a 50-50 guy, or a guy you could throw a screen to, or a guy you could just say, I'm going to throw a jump ball up there. The Browns don't have none of those. Like, they don't have a player where you could throw it to on a quick screen and get you 10 right now.
The problem is they went out and got guys who have the body types to be that, but that's not.
No,
they're not that.
And they need
Cedric Tillman essentially should be unbelievable in the red zone. It should be 50-50.
But instead he's basically a useless player.
He's not. Yeah. He has not lived up to what you thought. But he was a 3rd round pick. Right. So what did you think he was?
Well, he's supposed to get a good player. Like in the 3rd round, you should get a starter. No.
I mean,
not a superstar, but you should get a starter.
Sure.
Yeah.
He starts.
Only because they have no other options. He wouldn't start.
He said it like he's not a starter. He starts.
He wouldn't be a starter on 25 teams, 28 teams.
They got to lower this. I'm
going to tell you why. When Cedric Tillman had that run where he went like 4 games where he was scoring in a row with James.
Right. I gave you some optimism.
That was when everybody was like, oh, we might got something. Then I think he got hurt.
Yeah. It
was like, oh, well, when he gets back healthy, blah, blah, blah. And it just has not been that.
The only way the Browns will be a top 15 offense next year, in my opinion, is if they get way better quarterback play than they've been getting and that we may expect, or at least you or I may expect. I don't know. Like, if Shador's the starter, he's got to be a top 20 quarterback next year.
Yeah.
That's, and I'm not saying top 10.
No, yeah.
For them to be competitive, he's got to, because, they got a good running back.
Yeah.
And he's going to, because even if he plays really well, he's still going to have to overcome maybe a lack of receivers, certainly some holes on the offensive line. You can't fill 5 holes in the offensive line in 1 year.
He's at least shown the ability to overcome some bad offensive line play, which he's used to because he did it at Colorado and he did it last year.
And even with that.
So if I'm the Browns, even more reason why I'm going to get them wide receivers, because I know he can at least buy me some time.
And honestly, my opinion right now is he's not good enough yet. I don't know if he will be. I know some people think he will be. We'll see. Jury's out for me. Mm-hmm. I'm not confident he's going to be a top 20 quarterback next year. Are you confident he'll be a top 20 quarterback next year?
I can see it.
You can see it?
Did
you bet on it?
Would I bet on him being a top 20 quarterback and year one of Todd Monken's offense? I need to see the pieces first.
Okay.
Let me ask me that at the end after the draft.
If they want him to be a top 20
McNuggets, book that. Mark that down. Ask me, would Shador be a top 20 quarterback after the draft?
They have to be aggressive. The same way they got aggressive on the defensive side of the football. When the aggressive move last year was, we're gonna get Malik Collins, we gonna go draft, we gonna draft Mason Graham, we got Tyson Campbell, we gonna sign right. All those them aggressive moves that they was doing. Somebody better get aggressive on the offensive side.
And they've got to get it right in the draft like they did last year, but at different positions that they've struggled at.
Now, so that's all fair.
Yeah.
Because they ate the Jamari Thrashes, the David Bell, the Anthony Schwartz, the Cedric Tillmans. Them has been Minimowski.
Yeah.
You've got nothing for those receivers. So you're going to have to get, and trade might be a value. Andrew Berry, you might want to get that checkbook out. Deshaun Watson is spending that money over in Europe. You might want to refinance that bag again. The bag needs to be refinanced. He's spending that Europe money. I need to get some more money so I can get and stockpile this roster. But if you want him to be top 20, and Todd Monken is coming in here, I best believe he said, "Hey, look, you want me to take the job? There's a quarterback room. Here's what we're gonna have. I need me some playmakers."
They need 2 legit wide receivers, and they need, honestly, 4 or 5 offensive linemen. Now, I don't know if you could fill all those holes. Like, the odds that you could fill all of those things in 1 year is
you're not going to do it.
I
think you would have to. You'd almost have to do what Cincinnati did. Get the receivers and try to get the line as you go. But you got to hit the receiver, which is why I keep saying that 6, because that's me and G. Bush continue to do these breakdowns. That's why I know we need a tackle, and I know that it's thin. But them wide receivers ain't what you think they are.
Nah, they tell you.
It's 4 of them. I'm telling you, it's 4 of them, and maybe 1 might make it to 24.
Them receivers ain't going to be there like that. They gassing you on these. Man, it's a lot of Isaiah Bond in some of these receivers.
I don't want that.
I'm telling you, right? Like, and so I need a bona fide starter. Like, if I can,
3 of them.
If I get one of them and trade for another frontline receiver, I tell Shador Sanders, "Hey, listen, you might be running around a little bit this year."
Hey, here's what it is.
Yeah,
here's
because
what it is.
If you're gonna draft a receiver high, if you want to get a really good receiver in a trade, you got to give up the 24th pick.
Got to.
At the very least, the 2nd round pick. So then, whatever, you take the other pick, the high 2nd or the late 1st. You draft an offensive lineman there.
You telling me that they're going to get Brian Thomas with the 24th pick? Like, they're going to trade it back?
I would do it.
Hypothetically
I don't know if Jacksonville would do that.
No, hypothetically speaking, if you could get Brian Thomas or Marvin Harrison with the 24th pick,
I would do it.
I would take Mekhi Lemon with the 6th pick.
Why does it change who you take at 6?
Because Mekhi Lemon's a slot.
He's a slot. He's a slot receiver.
He nice.
Would the slot receiver go at 6?
He nice.
Is he Tyreek Hill nice? That's not fair.
No, he ain't fast, but he's crafty, boy.
Right.
That boy
He's crafty.
Nice.
But he's just,
that's a football player right there.
He's one of them dudes. He's one of them dudes that the Steelers draft and then kill you for 10 years.
Yeah, he nice.
So you would have
out of our series, he's been the best film we've seen.
Judy, and then either Thomas or Harrison. Like, I can go to work with that.
That's a hell of a core.
I could win with that.
Oh, and then you got Harold Fannin too? Oh, yeah, we can roll with that.
Your 2nd and 3rd round picks on offensive line.
Sure.
And then go sign a couple other offensive linemen.
And then pray DeJuan Jones can play 5 games.
Pay DeJuan, Tevin Jenkins, and Luke Whippler. I roll it with that. That's cool.
Boy. All right.
Todd Monken is speaking right now, so we're going to react to that in a little bit. Our guest's going to join us in about 5 minutes, Bull. So we got 5 minutes. I want to talk Guardians for 1 sec for this 5-minute topic. It's brought to us by Mally's. All you need is love and chocolate this Valentine's Day. Be ready to say those 3 little words. I got Mally's, from friendship to love to every situationship in between. Mally's has the perfect chocolate to say what you feel. Their famous chocolate-covered strawberries and grapes are back in stores on February 13th and 14th, and the rest of their Valentine's Day favorites like the Gold Cup assortments, milk and dark chocolate hearts, peanut butter, caramel, raspberry, and marshmallow-filled hearts, and so much more. Well, they're all in stores and online now. This Valentine's Wednesday. Say it with me, guys. It's better with Mally's. Bull, yesterday, the Cincinnati Reds agreed to a 1-year deal with Eugenio Suarez for $15 million. And you put in the group chat, this is a guy that, for that deal, made a lot of sense for Cleveland. Just curious, why don't you think, with this particular kind of deal, that is something that the Guardians maybe, and we didn't just hear about it, but aren't able to pull off this summer?
It's so frustrating.
The disgust.
And there are some fans. I was going at it with one fan yesterday, big Guardians guy, and he's defending the team. I love the Guardians, man. I want them to win so bad. I think their front office really is great, despite the fact that I've been very critical of them the last couple of years. They know what they're doing. They are completely hamstrung by an owner who they have the lowest payroll in all of baseball right now. Below the Marlins, below the Athletics, below the White Sox, who are going to lose 100, below the Rockies, who could lose every game this year.
They got Paul DeBedesta. They fine.
I don't understand. And then yesterday, the Mariners, traded for Brendan Donovan. Like, that's another guy. Those are two guys. I get it. Suarez is not a perfect fit position-wise because you'd have to DH him. But the guy had 49 home runs last year. There's flaws in his game. He's getting old. Maybe this is the year he goes off a cliff. I don't know. He's getting old. He's not a good defensive player. He doesn't hit for a good average. He doesn't get on base a ton. But this team needs some power. It was a 1-year, $15 million contract. You would have had to offer him more because he's been in Cincinnati before. And apparently the Pirates actually offered him the same. And by the way, the Guardians payroll lower than the Pirates.
That's
too.
kind of crazy.
Apparently the Pirates offered him a similar deal. So maybe you would have had to offer him $20 million. He wanted to go to a hitter's park. All right, Cleveland's a neutral to hitter's park. Cincinnati's a really good hitter's park. So maybe he would have taken it anyway.
We just want to see them in on deals.
And he's not they've been in on anybody. So he claims. Guys didn't want to come here maybe because of less playing time. I understand young players. I think Chase DeLauder, if he stays healthy, is going to be great. I think Kyle Manzardo could be an all-star this year. There's some really good young players. But there's room, obviously, for a proven hitter. Brendan Donovan might have been even a worse ball drop here. Brendan Donovan got traded to the Mariners as part of a 3-team deal. Now, he doesn't have the power that Eugenio Suarez does, but he's under team control for a couple of years at a reasonable. I don't know what his salary is, but it's not that high. He's much better at getting on base. He would have been better for the Guardians in terms of position flexibility because he could play the outfield. He could play really anything. Probably, and he hasn't played every position in the majors, but he could probably play every position if you needed him to. And he's the Mariners gave up. It was a 3-team trade, so they gave up 3 good prospects, but they didn't give up their best prospects. You wouldn't have had to trade Chase DeLauder. You would have maybe had to trade Tugboat down in the minors, or
Shout out Matt Wilkinson,
lower tier, decent, good prospects, but not your best. And Brandon Donovan would have been a great fit. I don't understand. Again, the Guardians are going to be competitive. Last year, they pulled off a miracle at the end of the season. For some fans, it's just they go to the playoffs every year. What are you complaining about? I want more. And yes, if the Guardians spend an extra $50 million, they spend an extra $100 million. It's not going to guarantee them a World Series. It's baseball. It's tricky. The better team doesn't always win in the playoffs. Certainly the higher payroll doesn't always win. For all the talk of the Dodgers, the Mets haven't won squat with a huge payroll. The Yankees haven't won in forever with a huge payroll. So it doesn't guarantee anything. But you've had this good team, you got to supplement sometimes. And you said, Chris Antonetti at the end of the year last year said, the offense is not good enough. And they've done nothing to address it. Zero. Literally. They are running it back with the exact same players, except Lane Thomas is gone. They have added nobody. Not a single offensive player have they added
That's why I asked you.
Anytime that happens, it tends to be a disaster. Every time you just run it back and don't make a change, it tends to be a disaster. So.
They deserve credit. They played great in September. But they did not, outside of September, they had a bad season. It was a perfect storm. They played great for a month, and the Tigers played horribly bad. That's not going to happen 2 years in a row.
I think.
Now, the one thing I'll say is nobody in this division feels like they're trying to win. The Twins have cut payroll. The White Sox are actually trying to get better, but they're so bad. They got a long way to go. But they're the only team spending any money. The Royals are, they are what they are. They're okay. The Tigers were good last year. They're pretty good, but they didn't do anything. They didn't really do anything to get better. And they got to win now because Tarek Skubal's going to be gone soon.
Remember I asked you this question last week. I said, man, do you feel like because the Guardians, A, are in Cleveland, B, the division they're in, and C, just the nature of baseball, it's almost like they get a built-in pass, so to speak, because they do operate at a higher level or better than the other two teams, and they don't have a lot of the headaches, and they perform better with less. So what happens is anytime that you think that you want to give them some pushback or be upset at them,
which I did last year.
Right. You feel bad about it because you're like, well, I mean, they don't have the same things as the Browns. They're not wasting money.
Yeah.
They get smart guys and they get the best out of players they do have. You almost are guarded against saying anything against them because you feel like, well, they're doing the best that they can. But if they just did a little bit more above bare minimum, where could you put yourself?
I know. And this, in particular, this offseason, it's egregious. Nobody's expecting them to have the highest payroll in baseball, but it shouldn't be unreasonable for them to at least be close to the middle of the pack. For them to be last in payroll is inexcusable.
I feel like they gave, and I didn't want to say it at the time because I don't want to feel like I was just, hating on the move because, there's a lot of people in Cleveland that, Jose is locked up long term. But I had a sneaking suspicion, and I hope it don't turn out to be this way, but it feels like they hedged their bet and knew they weren't going to spend no money and say, we're going to give y'all a Christmas present right now.
Yeah. I love that move, but it doesn't take them off the hook for doing nothing else.
I felt like they made that move so they can say, hey guys, we did something.
Right. Well, that was part of it. I mean, it's still a good move on its own.
Yes.
But they haven't done anything to get better. They've added a couple of low-price relief pitchers, and I think they've spent like $7-8 million on relief pitchers. That's all they've done. And they re-signed Austin Hedges.
What other businesses? Is they really broke like that?
No way.
They're operating
cash poor.
What's particularly frustrating is that a lot of the teams that don't spend have spent this year. Like the A's have spent a little, the Marlins, the White Sox, the Pirates. The Reds, and the Reds are kind of similar boat as the Guardians. They made the playoffs on the last day, basically like the Guardians did, end of the season. They're in a division that's not as good either, although obviously the Cubs spent a lot more money than any of the teams in the AL Central do. But it's a better division because Milwaukee, and they're they don't spend big money, but they went and said, hey, we need one more bat. Let's go spend some money on Suarez. It's a one-year deal.
That's crazy.
And it doesn't have to be Suarez, but, there were guys you could have gotten. Even Austin Hayes, he went to the White Sox for, and he's not great, but he kills left-handed pitching. You could have at least signed him for $8 million or whatever he got from the White Sox.
What's the dude last year you wanted them to get? Gleyber
Torres, yeah.
How did he finish the season?
He had a good year. He was an all-star.
Only way I see them getting out of this is they got to pull the old school Indians. They got to DeLauder and Manzardo.
Well, that's the hope now. That's it. Unless they're going to make a trade.
They got to all turn into all-stars at
That's
once.
the hope. That DeLauder,
Valera,
Manzardo,
Tyvis,
and Pizzana. That those guys all become all-stars.
And if they all become all-stars, we'll be like, oh great.
Yeah, right.
Listen, we'll be like,
I just don't understand why if they can't spend any money, if ownership is not letting them spend, which is sure is the case, why won't they make a trade? That's the frustrating thing. I'd love to know why they didn't want Brandon Donovan. Like, why they couldn't have made an equivalent trade to what they did there.
Because I feel like they think those are lottery tickets.
Yeah.
They feel like their prospects is lottery tickets.
I get not wanting to trade DeLauder and Bazana. But any of the other guys, like, I'm trading them in the right deal if I can get a proven major league hitter. But so far they haven't been willing to do it. There's still some time.
How's the prospects list been? Remember you showed the prospects from the Guardians?
Yeah, it was terrible. It's been terrible if you look from 5 years ago. Go ahead, Mike.
We got our guest, so let's bring in our guest after a quick word from Mally's. Guys, all you need is love and chocolate this Valentine's Day. Be ready to say those 3 little words. I got Mally's. From friendship to love to every situationship in between, Mally's has the perfect chocolate to say what you feel. Their famous chocolate-covered strawberries and grapes are back in stores on February 13th and 14th, and the rest of your Valentine's Day favorites are also available online and in stores right now, just like their Gold Cup assortments, foil-wrapped solid milk and dark chocolate hearts, peanut butter, caramel, raspberry, and marshmallow-filled hearts, and so much more. This Valentine's Day, say it with me, guys, it's better with Mally's.
Better with Mally's.
And with that, we are thrilled to welcome in Kevin Oestricher from the Locked On Ravens podcast to give us some insights into Todd Monken, who is still currently speaking at his introductory press conference. But Kevin, how you doing today? Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, appreciate you guys having me. I know it's an exciting time for a lot of these NFL teams going through their head coaching search now, essentially completing all their head coaching searches. And I'm interested with Todd Monken in Cleveland. I mean, I like Todd Monken. I like the hire for Cleveland, but I know that it's probably been a mixed bag in terms of reactions.
Yeah, initially I think there was a lot of disappointment from all of us because he wasn't an exciting candidate. And then after a couple of days, you dig down deep, you realize the guy he's an excellent football coach. That doesn't mean he's going to be a great head coach. We'll see. I think we really like that he's a straight shooter because our last head coach didn't talk at all. So tell us why. Give us your reasons why he might have success, and give us your reasons why he might not have success as head coach of the Browns, if you can, Kevin.
Yeah, well, to start, I think reasons why he can. I think, first of all, he adapts to his personnel really well. And, speaking of when he came from Georgia to Baltimore and what they did at Georgia, a multi-time national champion offense with Todd Monken, it was a different type of offense that ran at Georgia than what Baltimore did. Very run-heavy in terms of what Baltimore does, and there were a lot of questions about what Todd coming over, like, how is he going to utilize fullbacks? What's he going to be able to do? Is there even room for some of these guys on Todd Monken's offense? And he was able to put together, with the stuff that was already there in Baltimore, with those guys, put together multiple incredible years of offense. I mean, from the jump, all 3 years, Todd Monken had head coaching interviews, including obviously landing the job in Cleveland. So he was highly regarded throughout the league, and someone that I think, again, gets the most out of his guys and puts guys in positions for the most part. And, you look at his first year in Baltimore, Lamar Jackson won the MVP that season in 2023. And that year, they were incredible. I mean, they were 3rd in rushing and 5th in passing, but then he won up this game in 2024. I mean, they were the best offense in the league, both passing and rushing wise. So I think for Monken, his ability to put guys in the right positions, as well as what you mentioned, where he's going to tell you like it is. He's not going to sugarcoat anything. And I think in a league now, and even just a sports landscape where there can be a lot of coach speak with certain answers and whatnot, Todd Monken went up there every podium, and he said, look, we're doing this great and we're doing this terribly, and it starts with me. He took accountability for it, and that's something, again, that for John Harbaugh in Baltimore, that's something that was kind of lost for John over the last couple of years. It was refreshing for Todd to get up on the podium and kind of speak with that accountability. Now, in terms of some of the stuff that I guess are concern points, there were areas in moments where Todd outsmarted himself. When he is on, he is incredible, and his offenses they can't be stopped. I mean, Baltimore, if the Todd Monken offense was on, they were blowing you out like 40-10. Like, that's what it was. But there were times where he would have the best offensive drive to open a game you've ever seen, like 4 plays, 80 yards in 2 minutes. And then it would just fizzle out for the remainder of the game. Or they'd start really slow, and then they'd kind of be bad for 2.5 quarters, and then the offense would finally figure it out. But at that point, it was too late. There are also some questions about guys being on the field in moments. Derrick Henry was a big one where it felt like Todd Monken forgot he had Derrick Henry on his team on multiple different occasions. So that was something. But overall, it was a net positive. I call Todd Monken the 2nd best offensive coordinator this Ravens team has ever had, only to Gary Kubiak in 2014. So I'm excited for him in Cleveland and to see what he can do.
All of that is great. I just want to ask about playoffs. It's those Ravens offenses in the playoffs. The offense. What we seen a good regular season, and you get to the playoffs and things didn't quite go the way that you've seen in the regular season. Why do you think that was with him?
There's a lot, and I think that honestly, that 2024 game against Buffalo wasn't so much on the coaches. In the 2019 game, obviously Todd wasn't in Baltimore for that with Tennessee. But I think, to your point, the 2023 AFC Championship game against the Kansas City Chiefs, that was a lot on Todd Monken that they lost that game. The Ravens, as I mentioned, in 2023, they were a top 5 rushing offense. They did great, and that was the strength of their team. They would bully you at the line. They would run all over you. You couldn't do anything to stop it. And then they get to the AFC Championship game against Kansas City in their home stadium, and they run the ball just 6 times with their running backs. And it just felt like they got scared. John Harbaugh and Todd Monken got scared of the fact that it was back and forth early. It was 7-0, then 7-7, then 14-7. And I'm sure what the Ravens said to themselves was, we're going to have to keep up with Kansas City through the air and abandon our ground game. And you can't do that when that's the strength of your team, especially when you're only down by 7 points. And I think that, to me, is some of the stuff about them outsmarting themselves or getting too cute for it. And obviously, it's not all on coaches or all on players. I tend to refrain from blaming everything on one player or coach. It's a group effort. But, there have been conversations about, Lamar in the postseason. Zay Flowers with a bad moment in the postseason. Mark Andrews with bad moments in the postseason. So it all kind of encapsulates into one thing. But I do think that 2024 was more on execution with guys like Andrews and Lamar and whatnot, and that whole situation where Lamar had a couple of key turnovers early, but then he was the reason they were back in that game late, and then Mark Andrews had the couple of key turnovers. That wasn't necessarily on Monken and the staff. But that 2023 game, and actually Todd Monken appeared on a show that I work with, the Ryan Ripken Show, and he said that 2023 AFC Championship game is probably his biggest regret that he had in Baltimore, and he's going to have to live with that one for the rest of his life.
Listen, Kevin, we talk about it a little bit about, what Todd Monken does in the room. There was the viral clip of him with Shedeur Sanders and say, hey, we tried to draft you last year. They kind of laughed it off. And you being in Baltimore, what do you make of, I guess those comments, we didn't have too much backstory. We went back and forth whether or not the Baltimore Ravens were going to draft Shedeur Sanders or they weren't, and what was going to happen. And what do you make of Shedeur Sanders and Todd Monken? And do you think the Baltimore Ravens were going to draft Shedeur Sanders in the later rounds and try to develop him and sit him behind Lamar Jackson?
Yeah, that was a big topic. I can't even remember when the story broke or the report broke about Shedeur being potentially drafted by the Ravens and all that. But I guess the reports were that there was interest from Baltimore and Shedeur didn't want to sit behind Lamar and all that. I think it would have been good for Shedeur to be behind Lamar. And honestly, if he wanted the opportunity to play, Lamar missed enough games where he could have gotten a lot of run this season. So, I guess he would have gotten playing time either way. But I think that the Ravens, they were probably interested in some way. Again, I don't know the specific details of how interested or not interested they were, but it makes sense because Baltimore was looking for a backup quarterback. They did sign Cooper Rush in March before the draft, so I'm sure that also, Shedeur would have essentially been the third quarterback, which again, I know, in Cleveland it kind of went a certain way as well with Shedeur, but he got the opportunity to play and got an opportunity to show a little bit of who he was early. But I think Monken is a good guy for Shedeur Sanders in there, especially just for the belief in him with Todd Monken, because, going back to Lamar and Todd Monken's first year, he came in 2023, and that was obviously replacing Greg Roman. And there were a lot of things that Lamar wasn't allowed to do in Greg Roman's system. Like, he wasn't allowed to do a lot at the line. It was kind of, if Greg Roman calls this is what Greg Roman is going to, that's the play call. Lamar, when Todd Monken got there, the goal from day one for Todd and John Harbaugh and Lamar, it was to hand the keys to Lamar, to let Lamar spread his wings in that offense. And that gave Lamar a lot of confidence in himself. And we saw him take, he was already a one-time MVP at this point, established himself as one of the best players in the league, and he took his game up like 10 notches after that to a second MVP. So the belief that Todd had in Lamar to hand him the keys to that offense, to allow him to just play his game and not have to worry about this and that and the other thing, really, I believe, helped Lamar in his development over the course of the last couple of years and being who he is now. And I think for sure it can be the same thing. Obviously, there are questions about what Cleveland will do at the quarterback position this offseason and Shedeur and whatnot. But I do think that Todd Monken and the belief that he has with Shedeur Sanders and him installing that in him would go a long way in terms of development, because all it can take is a coach believing in you to really untap your potential. And I think that's what Todd did with Lamar Jackson, even though he already was really established.
Kevin, there were rumors that the relationship between Monken and Lamar Jackson soured at the end. Is that, as far as you know, is that true, or is that nonsense? Or is it somewhere in between?
Yeah, Monken has denied those rumors. I mean, again, I don't know what went on in the building to tell you definitively whether it was or not. You know, he did also say that, you know, his relationship with Lamar, like, everything could have been better in terms of how he called plays and relationships and whatnot. And again, that was more so to me just Todd taking accountability as opposed to saying, oh, well, this was what was wrong with this or that. But I think that, again, this year was probably really difficult for everybody involved. I mean, there were Super Bowl expectations for the Ravens this year. They fell short in a lot of different categories, obviously missing the playoffs. And this is why we're here today, because they didn't live up to those expectations. And the phrase winning cures everything, well, the opposite is true for losing. And I think that there was probably a lot of tension in different areas. How much, again, I couldn't tell you, but it just felt off for the entire. I'm not talking about Monken, I'm just talking about the team in general, where it just felt like the vibes were off for a lot of different reasons, whether it be, you know, was it the messaging not getting through? You know, was that a Harbaugh thing? Was that a Monken thing? There are so many different things that happened in Baltimore this past season where I'm sure that there was some frustration at times with, you know, for example, the red zone offense. The Ravens were the best red zone offense in the league in 2024, and that number dropped off a cliff in 2025. They were the 27th best red zone offense. So they were really bad in that category, and it was something that a lot of people identified, and, you know, it was a weekly conversation point about the red zone, and things just continue to pop up over and over and over again. So I'm not sure, again, the specifics of Monken and Lamar in terms of how on good terms they were by the time this thing was over. But I do think that if it did sour in any way, I'm sure the fact that, you know, there were such high expectations, and then the offense, you know, kind of sputtering out and Lamar being injured was a big topic of conversation. I'm sure that was frustrating for him. So I think that there was a lot that went on in Baltimore, and I'm sure that probably had a lot to do with whatever, you know, relationships were good or not as the season ended.
Do you think his style of coaching is effective? Because, you know, in today's society, they feel like, you know, a coach that'll cuss you out or yell at you, that doesn't work anymore. But apparently it did for them. Do you think that he'll be able to do those same things in Cleveland and be able to get these guys to play well on Sundays? Because I would imagine playing for a guy like that, you don't have a lot of fun during the weeks, but on Sunday it shows.
Yeah, I mean, I think that it could work in Cleveland. I think, honestly, that style of coaching is something that is a bit of a lost art in today's game for sure. But again, I think you got to dig deep in order to kind of get the best out of your guys. And how you do that is you hold them accountable. And there have been multiple situations over the course of the last, I don't even know how far I'd want to go back, but over the course of the last handful of years where there have been reports of coaches just like not holding guys accountable and just kind of letting things fly and, oh, hey, you're doing this on game days and this isn't working and, oh, all right, you can just do that. No, Todd Monken is going to be someone who says, look, we need to do this and this is how it is and this is impacting our team negatively and you need to do. So there's a lot that Todd can bring to the table in that aspect. And for a team in Cleveland that's looking for answers and looking for something, I think that the fire that Todd Monken can bring and the energy that he brings is going to be really important for a Cleveland team that in an AFC North right now, which is just in a really weird spot, in my opinion. I think that Cleveland, with Monken and some of the other staff hires he's bringing in, and again, with just the belief of like, look, it's coming from a place of we all want to be great. And I think that's the thing that players have to keep in mind where, you know, if something goes wrong, and a player does something that, you know, isn't great and, you know, it's impacting the team on game days and, you know, guys are missing assignments or, you know, not executing, you know, those are things that are impacting everybody. And Todd Monken is going to say, hey, we need to be better. But I think that's something that's really important and valuable in today's NFL game. And it's something that with Todd, a lot of people are going to miss here in Baltimore, just that straight accountability and being able to own when things are going wrong. And I think that mindset will rub off on the players in Cleveland. And I think that overall, that'll be a good thing.
Kevin, great insight on Todd Monken. We appreciate the time. Thank you for joining us.
Absolutely. Thanks so much, guys.
Appreciate you.
Got it. Todd Monken just I think still speaking
He
with
is
the
still
media.
speaking.
And he did, I'm going to tease this, Mike, a little tease for you. He was just asked, will he call the plays for the Browns offense? And we'll give you the answer in a moment.
And yeah, literally at 10 seconds. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe
Literally?
button. 4, 3, 2, 1.
Boom.
All right, let's talk about what Todd Monken said at his introductory press conference. He is still talking. We will do the full reaction tomorrow, but we're going to get some quick hitters, including the fact that Todd Monken said he'll call plays. But before we get into that part of it, I want to address some of what he said about, one, Jim Schwartz. A couple tweets here.
But I just teased.
It's called a deep tease bowl. We're going to get to the call and play. It's not as
That's
juicy
crazy.
as what he said about Todd Monken.
Go ahead.
3 in a row from Mary Kay here, Steve. Take tag for Browns. Todd Monken says he had a chance to talk to Jim Schwartz, quote, and it's been a bitch to go against his defense.
I like the curse. I would like an F-bomb, but I'm okay with bitch.
He gave you one.
Browns Todd Monken, when asked about his future, Jim Schwartz being the person in question, quote, it's a little inappropriate to comment on the outcome of his convo with Schwartz at this time. And then the most interesting one, he was asked about taking the job. Monken, quote, I didn't take this job because of Jim Schwartz. I took it because of the players. I didn't try to chip Jim Schwartz. I chipped Myles Garrett. He also said he's going to keep a lot of the scheme the same regardless of whether Jim Schwartz comes back or not, but that was the early indication.
Those are some interesting comments. To me, that sounds like Jim Schwartz is not going to be.
That's exactly
the
what it
Browns.
sounds like.
He wouldn't have said that last comment.
Yeah. He was like, listen, man, listen, shout out to Jim Schwartz, but Myles Garrett is Myles Garrett.
Yeah, I agree with
pretty
him.
much what he said.
I may be on Jim Schwartz's side and understand why he's ticked, but ultimately you have to hire the guy you think is the best head coach. That's more important than the coordinators.
We said it over and over again.
And so if you thought Todd Monken was the best coach, okay, even if it costs you Jim Schwartz, so be it.
I think he does a really good job of. I think again, this is using the media to your advantage.
Yeah.
He's specifically talking to Myles Garrett without saying nothing to Myles Garrett. He said, hey, listen, I know Jim Schwartz, you like him, that's your guy, he's a coach. But you Myles Garrett.
Yeah, you don't need him.
You can get 35 sacks by yourself. Don't think that you got sacks because of him. You got sacks because you're a good player, and I came here to coach you as a good player. We'll figure that out. So it puts the owners back like, hey, look, hey guys, I came here because of players, and I think that's instilling confidence in these dudes. Like, look, man, I know Jim was your man, but you guys been a good defense regardless of whether Jim Schwartz is there. And by the way, don't even worry about that. We can just cut, copy, and paste what he was running.
That's exactly what he said.
We're gonna cut, copy, and paste that. Like,
listen, I studied this. We
got your defense. I was the offensive coordinator going up against y'all, and I know it was working. And while you were sacking Lamar Jackson every play.
And so, obviously, that sounds pretty obvious. They'll be looking for a new DC.
Absolutely.
All right, next one.
Yeah.
These two get tied together. As you mentioned, Bull, he will call plays.
Yeah.
He was asked about the quarterback situation, and according to Mary Kay, Browns coach Todd Monken says it will still be determined who his Week 1 starting quarterback will be. He's excited to work with Shedeur Sanders and all the other quarterbacks, looking for the it factor, among other traits. And he was asked about what he wants to be known as, what he wants his offense to be known as, and he said, quote, a team that can score any way possible. So undetermined on a starting quarterback for Week 1. Wouldn't commit to anyone.
I mean,
not to be expected this early in the
of course
process.
that's what he was going to. He was not
Are you
going to commit to a
surprised he's going to
quarterback.
call plays, though?
No.
What's that?
Are you surprised? That
I'm
he's
not
going to call
surprised. I think I've come around and would rather the head coach not call plays after years of saying this is just the way it is. But like we're now seeing, I don't know. He's a veteran coach.
Mike McDonald calls his own defense.
Yeah.
Does Mike Vrabel call the defense?
I don't know.
With the
Vrabel
Patriots?
does not call the defense. To my knowledge, he doesn't call the defense.
Sean McVay calls his offense.
there was a dude that they got that I think they were hiring from Baltimore, and it's like one of the analytics dudes.
Quarterbacks coach guy?
Nah.
No, Daniel Stern is his name.
So all he does is go around and tell you down distance what you should be like, time management, should you call a timeout here, what you should run in this. And so they got this guy, and I think they're going to bring him in, and he'll probably walk around and do with some of the clock management stuff. So
Yeah, but every team probably has a guy like that.
I don't think the Browns had one.
Well, they probably did. They just didn't do a good job with it.
He's been with Baltimore. That guy's name's Daniel Stern, by the way. he did the same thing in Baltimore last year.
Yeah,
Last couple of years.
The Browns are one of, if not the most analytically based team. I'm sure they had a guy doing that. They just obviously didn't do a good job with it.
There you go. So I like
see
this
if
guy.
the Ravens, if they can do a better job with it now. Again, I'd rather him not call plays, but I get it. He's a veteran coach. He's getting his first opportunity.
And it's probably the reason they brought him here was basically what he said the offense was going to be.
Right. And who knows? You know, the OC they've hired is, what's his name? The kid, he was also from Baltimore.
Schwartz.
Travis Schwartz.
You
know, maybe he turns the play calling over to him eventually, like down the line.
As long as they score some points, I don't care who it is.
That ain't Switzer?
Yeah, it looks like it should be Switzer, but it's apparently pronounced
Jason
Schweitzer.
told us and Jason knows him, and he said it's Schweitzer.
It's Schweitzer, yeah.
Yeah, we'll roll with that. Whatever they want to do, man.
Right.
Hey, if you're going to call plays and you're going to score points, I don't care who calling the plays. You really don't talk about who calling the plays until something bad or good happens.
Right, exactly. Isn't it funny that we assume it's Switzer, even though based on the pronunciation of the letter I, it should be Schweitzer?
Right.
Yes.
Another thing Monken said, the version that you're getting of me now is a hell of a lot better than the one 15, 20 years ago. He was asked about his age when getting this head coaching job, and he said, sure.
Makes sense.
Paraphrasing, sure, I'm a little older than your usual first-time head coach, but I'm ready for this now in ways I wouldn't have been earlier in my career, which,
all right, I'll buy that.
It's a nice spin zone. I can buy into that.
He was just here, 7 years ago when he said it was, what did he say?
Yeah.
A disaster?
Yeah, I don't know what it
whatever
he hated Freddie Kitchens.
Pretty much.
Everybody hated Freddie Kitchens pretty much, yeah. All right, Mike, anything else?
He's honored to be one of 32 as a head coach.
There you go.
Wow, glad we got that clip in.
Yeah, man. Listen, he was like, hey, I'm taking this job regardless. I don't know what y'all was talking about.
He said, and we're gonna. This is the topic tomorrow. We're gonna do our full reaction when you guys can actually listen to it. But
all right,
we're gonna talk about the fact that they've hired, I believe, 6 coaches now from the Baltimore staff as he assembles his staff.
Yeah.
Monken said his current focus is building, quote, an elite staff, but said there's no real timeline for finalizing it because he values a thorough process.
Oh, yeah, they definitely.
They've hired a lot of guys pretty quick.
They definitely about to get a new defensive coordinator now. He said, I got to find step. Yeah, I got to find.
But that's a decision you don't want to rush, sure.
Yeah, so
especially on the opposite side of the ball because you need somebody that's going to call the plays.
Well, OTA start next month? End of next month?
Is it really? The end of March?
I think you start lifting.
You should know. You played in them.
I think you start lifting.
What look at me like I would know better than you. You're the one who did these things.
You're lifting in meetings.
Okay.
All right.
What do you think the first question he was asked was? His very first question as the Cleveland Browns head coach.
Did y'all want to draft Shador in Baltimore?
He was
Yeah,
asked
you didn't
that.
put that clip up,
Jim
Mike.
Schwartz.
He didn't want to talk about that.
No, he said he wouldn't get into it. They just said I'm not getting into
it. So what was the no, I bet you the first question was like an oddball question.
Nope, it was about Shador.
Oh,
Will Shador be your starting quarterback?
That was the first question?
According to Zach Jackson.
Okay. And then his exact answer to that was?
What we read, what Mary Kay said.
Okay.
He's excited to work with other quarterbacks. He danced around. He didn't answer the question.
He ain't even going to answer that question in camp. He ain't going to answer that question until
the Browns,
2 weeks before the game.
Is it true that he cried?
No, the Browns don't have a quarterback right now that's proven he should be a starter right now in the NFL.
It would be at this point it would be unwise at all different levels. And Andrew Berry already said this. It would be unwise for them to come in and say this guy's completely the starter.
Yeah, it would be insane.
For what? Like we don't even know.
But it's not because he's just saying it. It's true.
Well, yeah, like you got to come in. Like he needs to see him perform under what he wants him to perform. He ain't even seen these dudes play. I mean, you see him on tape.
And again, I may say it's crazy, but I don't think it's impossible that Deshaun Watson's the starter week 1.
I would lean towards it.
You leaning towards Deshaun Watson being the starter week 1?
Yes.
If you're Todd Monken and you think you know why he's been broken the last few years and you think you can fix it, Shador Sanders, I'm confident in saying, I don't know what he's going to be, but it would be an upset if he were better than what Deshaun Watson was at his best.
Yeah,
I think there's almost no chance Shador Sanders' best is better than what Deshaun Watson's best was. Now, I doubt that Deshaun Watson could ever get back to that, But if Todd Monken believes he could, then he could play.
Here's the reason why I think Shedeur
Can you imagine, by the way, if we have to have a conversation at the end of this year, should the Browns re-sign Deshaun Watson?
I think
It's a possibility.
Go ahead.
I think the reason why Shedeur Sanders has, in my mind, why he has a leg up is usually, generally speaking, right? When you coming in and you meeting the coach, both of them was on vacation. Both of them was in Europe. One of them came back early, and the other one still is in Europe. Now, you can say that don't really mean nothing, but I know how it is, because I remember telling Tyvis, I said, listen, man, you think he's already talked to the quarterback? He said this was probably the first person he talked to. And I was like, yeah, I guess so too. Now, for me, him coming back early from Fashion Week to go meet the coach in the office, I think that's something to be said for it. Not meaning that Deshaun Watson can't. I mean, Deshaun Watson at his highest, he was a top 3 quarterback. I think that what they're going to do and what Todd Monken would be smart with is I want the best Deshaun Watson to show up. You know why? Because that's going to push the Shedeur Sanders. Like
the best Deshaun Watson shows up, Shedeur Sanders on the bench.
I mean, I don't know about that.
How old is
I
Deshaun?
don't know about that.
Or excuse me, Derek.
I don't know about that.
He's only 30.
Would you straighten him out here, please?
I don't know
What about which
that.
part?
I said, if Deshaun Watson is back to being his best, Shedeur Sanders is on the bench.
I don't know about that, man.
If you talking about 2020 pre-COVID Deshaun?
I mean, if he's Houston Deshaun,
yeah.
I mean, what are you talking about?
Like
Deshaun Watson was an MVP candidate.
I think it's funny how everybody got the number 4. Now, they wanted him to cut 4 or 5 days ago.
They sure did. No, it was. He's got to be out
out
of
the building 4 or 5 days ago.
I still want
They
him
want him out the building.
That's not what I said. I would still want him
to being the
I
starter.
think there's less than a 1% chance he could ever be what he was.
You ain't see that zip on the ball?
But if Deshaun Watson somehow is the guy he was, he's the starter. End of conversation.
Topic for another day. Does 2020 Deshaun Watson make this current Browns team a playoff team?
Listen, you see,
He didn't make that Texas team.
Boy, they good, boy. Them boys good.
Yes.
Them boy good. Listen. Listen. I'm all for it. I can't wait. This is why when I be telling y'all this is box office, we're gonna be watching every single week.
But I don't agree that Shedeur has a leg up because I'm not even sure. Like I think there's a decent chance that there's a quarterback not on the roster is just as likely to start as Shedeur Sanders.
I don't know about that.
I think if these 3 quarterbacks are back, which I don't think will happen, then I would agree that Shedeur has a leg up.
I think if you was to poll the audience, we could even do that. Who's the odds-on favorite of the week we gonna start?
Shedeur Sanders.
But we have a biased audience.
Oh, because of the Shedeur fan base?
Yes.
I mean,
well, just in general. I mean,
look. We done had Deshaun Watson here for a long time.
I want to see the poll to see how many people picked Dylan Gabriel.
Nobody's picking Dylan Gabriel.
Now look,
he would get 3%.
I told y'all, I said, oh no, they ain't cutting Deshaun Watson. He on the roster. But if you telling me, they done told me from what the owner them did, from what the general manager done said, what Todd Monken said, and the timing, I think you at about, right now, if you ask me, it's an 86.5% chance that Shedeur Sanders is the week 1 starter.
Oh, 86.
86?
Yeah,
I got 95.
86.5.
What?
95.
Yeah, 86.5.
Yeah.
I got it at 40%.
95.
86. And the only reason it's at 86 is I'm just going to say, I'm going to put the 5% chance Deshaun Watson from Clemson show up. But in terms of that, 86. I got
a text from Sean King saying G. Bush is out of his mind.
Hey, man, Sean King,
did
man.
he say
didn't
that for real?
but I texted him on Friday, and I said, Sean, I got G. Bush and a lot of fans saying Shedeur Sanders right now is better than Jameis Winston.
Oh, yeah.
And he said, you guys are crazy, out of your mind.
That's his man. That's his
You guys
man.
are out of your
I
mind.
mean, I didn't see Jameis Winston go 2-7 here. Where'd he go 2-7?
Now we're judging quarterbacks by win-loss record when it's convenient.
Hey, man.
You know who number
P.J.
one.
Walker.
Come on now.
That's your guy.
Phillip.
All right, Mike.
All right, guys, we got one last topic to get to. Quick reminder, the Cleveland Chargers are home this weekend. Friday and Saturday got giveaways. Make sure you head out. Public Hall, cheap, family-run family-friendly fun at Public Hall. Head over, check out the Cleveland Charge. All right, we mentioned this earlier. We talked about the trade rumors with James Harden and Darius Garland.
Okay.
Since then, in the last hour, the Cavs have been linked to by Brian Windhorst and several other national outlets to be mentioning Anthony Davis as a trade target, Giannis as a trade target, James Harden as a trade target, Kenny Atkinson and Koby Altman going big fish hunting here in this scenario. But the other part of this, as we alluded to earlier, Steve, is if you'll take tag board here at full, is that the Cavaliers reportedly are a bit worried that Donovan would not sign an extension if there's another early playoff flameout. Tim Bontemps reported that. Brian Windhorst was on ESPN Cleveland earlier this morning. He echoed the same sentiment that the Cavs are looking into ways to break up the core four because they're not confident Donovan will re-sign if they don't have a deep playoff run. Bull, Tyvis, this is not the first time we've heard some sort of similar rumor about Donovan Mitchell in the past. He obviously did re-sign earlier in his Cleveland tenure, but based on what you know, based on the situation, are you putting a little more weight into this report?
Definitely.
Knowing the different stage of a career he's at now than he was previously.
By the way, guys, we got to stop with the core four. There is no core four.
It is.
It's
Donovan, Darius, Evan, and Jalen
Tyson.
That's it.
All right, that's your core four.
Yeah.
I like that core four better.
Yeah,
No, don't let that 40-point game fool you.
Yeah.
That's the greatest thing that can happen to help with the trade, facilitate a trade moving forward.
I call them two in the possible, man. That's all. You like two in the pot. You're not gonna get.
I'm not shocked by that news at all. I mean, Donovan wants to win, and like the thing about it is he understands that when he goes in the locker room, he wants to be with guys who take it as serious as he does. That looks at it like we only got this season to make it happen. Type thing. Not that I got years. I got a couple of.
No, he doesn't want to hear about a long window.
Yeah, none of that. I want your sole focus to be like you only got one shot. If we don't win it all, we out the league. That should be your mindset. And if you're not there with him and he don't get that feeling from you this year and guys are still acting young, he's going to be like, well, I'm going to go put myself in a situation because I'm not about to sit here and play my best ball while y'all still trying to figure out the NBA. Like, we shouldn't. Y'all good enough. Y'all have shown y'all been good enough to win these games. When we get to the playoffs, I can't keep trying to go for 40, 50, 60
do it all
points.
myself.
I need y'all to help me. If y'all ain't going to help me, then I'm going to just go somewhere that somebody else can do the same thing as I can. And nobody in Cleveland will blame him one bit if he decided to pack it up and leave.
Do you guys think that Donovan maybe went to Koby Altman and said, hey, listen.
Yes.
Let's get Darius Garland the hell out of here. I'm sick of it.
He probably said, we got to do something.
We got to shake it up.
We
need to do something big. Maybe that's what's spurring on all this talk. You think that's possible?
Yes. It's possible and highly likely.
When so the Cavs got to understand something. They lucked up and got somebody like Donovan Mitchell who would sign an extension. Like, by all intents and purposes, like, he was not going to be a dude that was, a lot of people thought he wouldn't sign in a small market like Cleveland. You've had LeBron come and go. You've had Kyrie. You've had a lot of people in terms of Cleveland.
Alonzo G.
Alonzo G. There's a lot that goes along with this, and a lot of people would not think that Cleveland was a destination. They got him to sign. Now, you got him to sign. You got to take advantage of it. You can't be sitting on your hands and feet talking about we got this core. You're adding a bunch of guys. You're adding to act like these dudes is not role players. These are role guys. And when Oklahoma City Thunder and all these other teams ante up and they keep it pushing and they're adding guys and they getting better, if you Donovan Mitchell, you can say, like, he's at the point where scoring 30 ain't doing nothing for him. He at the point where, he's getting all NBA. That does nothing for him. He's stuck in purgatory, no man's land. I mean, where's your legacy at? You gonna go down as a good scorer? Like, that's cool. Like, but what you got to show for that? And right now, he looking at 30 in the face. Your best years are right now. Are you going to waste them trying to drag people along? Like, because remember, he was big up in Darius. Hey, Darius was hurt. He broke his jaw. Yeah. Then it was big up in Evan. Evan, we want him to take that next step, make sure he be shooting and doing. Bro, He looking around like, now this is 3 year, 2, 3 of this, 3 of this. Give me somebody.
Yeah, give me somebody. Yeah.
Give me, and so I'm glad that he put their feet to the fire and not letting Kobe be comfortable because I love that.
I want them to get Giannis.
That would be amazing.
They'd have to trade. They said they got to move Jared to be able to facilitate the deal. Man.
What do you buy? What I'm trying to sell here, Mike, about Donovan actively talking to Kobe about we got to do something.
I mean, knowing how the NBA works, very, 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 very rarely, and the Luka trade is the one I point to as like the exception.
Yeah.
Is the star player not consulted on any kind of big personnel move? It's such a players' league. If we're believing these reports is true, and I have every reason to believe, I just have a hard time believing that it wasn't either cleared by Donovan or somehow.
Whether he started it or not.
Acting rogue in this.
McNuggets, let me ask you this because you got a basketball mind. Why didn't, because the Giannis thing is great, but why didn't Dame and Giannis work? Why would Donovan and Giannis work opposed to Dame and Giannis?
I don't think it was that Dame and Giannis didn't work. It was the rest of the pieces around them weren't particularly good.
Okay.
I think Dame and Giannis, and I have to look into the numbers. To my recollection, those two were an incredible offensive tandem, and defensively they were fine. It's the rest of the pieces around them. I mean, they had Kuzma, an aging Chris Middleton, an expiring Brook Lopez, who just wasn't the same player he was a few years ago, and Dame's obviously older and not exactly the same kind of player he was that Donovan is at this point in his career. So because you put Donovan and Giannis together, like you're the heavy favorites to get out of the East.
So because we have better pieces around us, you think he would fit the offense, Kenny's offense? Yeah.
And is it even possible? What can the Cavs offer them? Mobley.
They have to get under the second apron first, which Allen, by the way, to all these deals we're talking about, Allen's kind of the key to unlock all the possibilities.
If they trade Allen, they're out of the second apron.
Most likely because they're going to take on
So you'd essentially have to trade Allen and Mobley to get Giannis.
And more. It's just taking more than just Mobley.
Right.
I mean, there's a good chance, like, if you're Milwaukee and you know you have better offers coming, you're asking Mobley and Tyson and then picks and other stuff. Like
would you trade Allen, Mobley, and Tyson for Giannis?
Yes.
That's the starting point.
I would.
Yes. G don't want to let Tyson go.
Hey, man, don't be looking at me like this, man. I'm Project Stockpile at this moment. I mean, anybody can get it.
But Allen's the king. So two things with Allen.
Man. Anybody can get it.
You trade Allen for picks and a minimum level salary, you're out of the second apron. When you're out of the second apron, the Cavs' options to get more creative in deals goes through the roof. While they are still a second apron team, and as of right now at 12:52 p.m., they're $14.1 million over the second apron, and that's before they've converted Naquan Tomlin's contract.
Right.
So it's even more. It's 14.4.
Right.
When that happens.
Let's say they can make some sort of crazy. Like, is there any world where they could trade Darius for Harden? Right. You get some picks in that mix. Then you trade Mobley. Well, you trade Allen to get under the cap for more picks, right? And then you trade Mobley and all those and whatever picks you got.
Mobley, Strus, and you know what? Honestly, maybe if you have enough
keep
picks,
Tyson.
If you get enough picks from the
I
Allen
want to keep
deal,
Tyson for G. Bush.
Here's the way you do this.
Okay.
If you trade Allen for as many whatever picks you can get, and let's say a team's going to overpay, because I don't know how many picks you're going to get for Jared Allen. But let's just, for the hypothetical reasons here, let's say you get picks back. In theory, you could do a Giannis for Allen, and if I have to look at the numbers specifically, but Allen and Strus and like Dean Wade or something.
You mean Mobley and Strus?
No, I'm saying. Oh yeah, sorry, Mobley and Strus.
Right.
And
so
a bunch
then,
of picks.
Okay, so let's say Mobley, Strus, Dean Wade gone. So now your starting lineup is you got in the
Harden.
You got Harden and Mitchell in the backcourt.
Tyson is your 3.
And then your front court is Tyson, Giannis.
And you figure out center. You figure it out.
And whatever. And then, on the bench you got Merrill. You've got
Ellis, Schroeder.
And Schroeder.
You have no bigs. I mean, And by the way, Giannis is a calf injury right now. So like
He hurt.
you're banking on a lot of stuff.
You got Thomas Bryant is your starting center.
Theoretically speaking, there are ways.
I would do it though, wouldn't you?
I've said this the whole time.
Yeah.
If you can get Giannis, you get Giannis.
No matter what it takes.
He's a top 5 guy in the league. I think he's the 3rd best player in the world.
You'd have 2 of the top 10 players in the league.
Yes, I do it every time. And
Yeah.
my philosophy on team building, if you can get a top 10 guy, you get the top 10 guy.
Always.
The history of the league says you win championships with top 10, really top 5 guys.
Yes.
Giannis is an undisputed, unquestioned top 5 guy. You get Giannis.
That's it.
So,
all right, Super Chats.
Super Chats. Rybo says, Mike, Harden's only guaranteed $13 million next year. Could we bring him in this season, let him go, and have cap flexibility? He is a player option. So you'd be banking on James Harden to opt out of a player option. It's a risky thing to take. James May says, would you trade Ja for DG straight up if the Grizzlies offered it? I would not.
No. I'd rather have Harden.
Well, take Harden out for this. Would you just do Ja for DG?
I mean, Ja doesn't do anything but score, right?
I would not do it. Yeah, no, Ja. I'm just not. Just
you
like
guys
Trae
do that?
Young, I'm out on Ja.
You know, it's a rhetorical question.
Tyvis wouldn't. G.
Ja was that dude, man. He just, I don't know.
Man, it's tough. I'd have to look at it.
Ja that was one of my favorite players.
I had to look at it. I don't know what
All
he's doing in Memphis now, man.
Next.
Original video says, if Monken doesn't commit to Pro Bowl Shedeur today as his quarterback for next season, I'm not following Browns media this offseason. Exit stage right. Well, I'm sorry,
That's a
original
joke,
videos,
right?
but he did not commit.
Is that a joke?
I guess.
Okay.
Maybe it's sarcasm.
Yeah.
Sly says Bron has peeps thinking players over 36 can play forever.
He does.
Yeah. actually do.
Believeland says, give me an old, healthy Harden over an injured DG. Through the Fire says Davis doesn't play the 5. He refuses. Soldier Man says, do you think the defense will play the same with Schwartz gone?
Who knows?
The hope is like,
I mean, they were good with Joe Woods, wasn't it?
They had one good year with him.
So it's there. I mean,
we'll see.
It's all about the right person with the right
Even with him, they might not have been. They weren't as good in 24 as they were in 23 and 25.
And they had an issue with going on the road, too.
Yeah.
Brody's bottom line says, Bull, have you seen the Raiders play? They have the worst offense.
No. I'm talking about talent.
They got terrible.
They
talent.
have.
Brock Bowers and Ashton Genty.
Yeah. Brock Bowers is way better than anybody we got. And Ashton Genty is just as good, if not better, than Judkins. They suck, too. Don't get me wrong.
Sly says, who did the Patriots have on offense last year? Look at their turnaround.
What does last year have to do with anything?
Well, you were saying.
They have Drake May.
I agree with you. I'm just explaining.
Yes, you're right. The Patriots did not have a lot of talent last year. That is correct.
But they
had the quarterback.
They also had the most money in free agency.
And they spent a lot of money in free agency.
Yeah, they got.
That'd be like the
Tennessee
Titans.
And they have an offensive line.
The Titans could
Browns
theoretically do what the Patriots did.
The Browns not only have to fix their skill positions, they also have to fix their offensive line.
The Patriots' first 2 picks were a left tackle and a running back.
Yeah.
Both hit. They
Yep.
signed Stephon Diggs.
Most of the reason they
had, or did Booty come?
They have a great coach,
been there.
and they have a very good quarterback.
Yes. Aaron Sykes says Shedeur Pro Bowl was a problem, but Flacco Pro Bowl, no one cares.
Oh, stop! What a stupid thing to say. I responded to Joe Flacco getting the Pro Bowl on Twitter. It's absurd.
Shout out to Flacco.
It's almost as absurd as Shedeur Sanders getting in the Pro Bowl. They're both ridiculous.
Rappaport tweeted
Who just
out.
turned it down yesterday?
Justin Fields.
Justin Fields. I mean, this is ridiculous.
Shout out to Justin Fields.
That person who sent that message
Aaron
is the
Sykes.
problem with society today. That guy.
Aaron
What an
Sykes.
asinine comment.
Neil
Yes, there's
Gray
some
sa-
agenda. Yeah, I think Joe Flacco belongs in the Pro Bowl. Yeah, you got me. You figured me out, guy.
Well, you're a Bengals
Joe
fan.
Flacco should be in the Pro
That
Bowl.
is
Bengals homer.
Of course, it's ridiculous
Get
that
off
Joe
the Cleveland
Flacco's in
show,
the
you
Pro Bowl.
Bengals homer. You did somersaults when Joe Flacco made the Pro Bowl. We know you did.
Ridiculous. Go ahead.
Neil Gray says, I learned so much from Todd Monken's press conference, more than 6 years of Stefanski's, just in one. And I was thinking, says, do you think the quarterback room knows who QB1 is for next season?
No, because there is no quarterback one yet.
No, you
Talking
got
about in the draft?
No, in the Browns room.
Oh,
man. It's time, man. Bro, it's time to go to work, man.
95% risked up. I told you, well, I said yesterday on Basking and Phelps, both camps should want it. If you're a supporter, you want him to play because you want to say, okay, this is our franchise guy. If you don't like him, you want him to play, you want him to do bad so you can get your first pick of the draft.
If the three quarterbacks you have now are there, Shedeur Sanders should start. But I don't know that that's going to be the case.
We'll see you in overtime.
Later.
Deuces.